Got to see if this Taylorville team has it today. He mentioned what it really was in that Mount Zion game, and assists, Anthony. 22 assists for that team, and it makes sense. They moved the ball so well, and every single time it seemed as though they had set up these plays where it was getting off to their big man down low, and he had an easy lay-in, and that was really what did it for them. Coach Brown has Zion Eli Cox tonight, the freshman standing at 6'4" for this Rochester Rocket team. And for Taylorville, he just needs some more offensive production here and playing all 4 quarters, like Anthony said. We're going to take ourselves a little break. Thank you to head coach Ryan Brown for heading on over here and speaking with us pregame. Expect him to come back postgame to hear who your Brandon Bible Country Financial player of the game is. Stay tuned to the end to find out who that is. And thank you so much to the senior citizens of Christian County. Enjoy trips, lunches, and fellowships. Stay active in your senior years with the senior citizens of Christian County. My name is Tim Zalabak for your play-by-play commentary. Joining me today is Anthony Ravecco. We are just here about 8 minutes until opening tip for your Taylorville Tornadoes taking on the Rochester Rockets for the 12th annual People's Bank and Trust Holiday Tournament. You are listening to Boys Taylorville Varsity Basketball here on WTIM, your information station.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. We currently have the best selection of new vehicles that we've seen in years. And with more arriving daily, we have decided to offer employee pricing to everyone on select models through the end of the year. You pay what we pay. Plus, we have over 350 pre-owned vehicles in our family of dealerships. Stop in and see us today at Landmark of Taylorville, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Happy holidays from everyone here at Landmark of Taylorville. And remember,
you always do better at Landmark.
Calling all future basketball stars, the Christian County YMCA has Youth League signups now available for kids in grades 1st through 4th and grades 5th through 8th. These are both 8-week sessions, and the games start in January. Your kids will stay active and have lots of fun. For questions, contact the Christian County YMCA. The Y for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
You need insurance to help protect the things that mean a lot to you. You need coverage that's affordable because we all have a budget. I'm Brandon Bible, and at Country Financial, we get it. For close to 100 years, we've offered insurance and financial services to help protect what's most important to you and help you prepare for the future. Best of all, we aim to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. In other words, we've got your back. Visit countryfinancial.com/brandon.bible to find out more.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. I'm Brad Davis with Edward Jones, and I can help. I'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Call me, Brad Davis, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Taylorville at 217-287-2663 to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
New name, but the same great eye care. Hi, Dr. Emily Smith here from Taylorville Community Eye Care, formerly Taylorville Vision Source.
And this is Dr. Amanda Gerson, also part of the Taylorville team. We're in the same location with the same great owners, doctors, and staff, providing your family eye care solutions every day.
Don't forget to use your vision benefits and HSA money before the end of the year. Book your appointment with myself or Dr. Gerson now.
Remember, we have a new name, but our services haven't changed. Taylorville Community Eye Care, enhancing vision, enriching lives.
High school basketball means lots of action up and down the court, shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
this is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. We currently have the best selection of new vehicles that we've seen in years. And with more arriving daily, we have decided to offer employee pricing to everyone on select models through the end of the year. You pay what we pay. Plus, we have over 350 pre-owned vehicles in our family of dealerships. Stop in and see us today at Landmark of Taylorville, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Happy holidays from everyone here at Landmark of Taylorville. And remember,
you always do better at Landmark.
You need insurance to help protect the things that mean a lot to you. You need coverage that's affordable because we all have a budget. I'm Brandon Bible, and at Country Financial, we get it. For close to 100 years, we've offered insurance and financial services to help protect what's most important to you and help you prepare for the future. Best of all, we aim to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. In other words, we've got your back. Visit countryfinancial.com/brandon.bible to find out more.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. I'm Brad Davis with Edward Jones, and I can help. I'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Call me, Brad Davis, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Taylorville at 217-287-2663 to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
When it comes to eye health, it's nice to know the best is right here at Advanced Eye Care in Taylorville. Dr. Smothers Champley and Dr. Craig's are professionals who've dedicated their lives to helping people see their best year after year. Let them help you with your Christmas shopping. They offer the largest selection of eyewear in the area, including designer non-prescription sunglasses. Choose from Oakley, Ray-Ban, or Nike, or purchase a gift certificate to be used towards an exam, contacts, or glasses. Advanced Eye Care in Taylorville wishes everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The crisp, cool weather is here and into our houses we stay. You don't need to stare at those floors you don't like any longer. Hi, this is Blake Richardson at Nike's Floor Covering. Come in and let us help you get the floors you've been longing for. We have a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, waterproof flooring, laminate, and tile. As a small business, we are there every step of the way with you and also have expert installers. Your floors will look great and your holiday company will agree. So come into Nike's Floor Covering at 919 West Spresser Street in Taylorville. We can't wait to meet you.
At Kirby Real Estate, we provide the kind of service you deserve in the sale or purchase of your next home. Hi, this is Joe Kirby with Kirby Real Estate. Our professional staff will be involved throughout every phase of the real estate transaction and beyond. We believe in being personally involved with each and every one of our clients so we can find that perfect home for you and your family. So before you buy a home, call Kirby Real Estate at 824-4996. Let our team work for you. Kirby Real Estate, selling houses, creating homes, 824-4996.
Hi, I'm Jeff Peabody with Country Financial with an opportunity for you to get reliable insurance and donate to a good cause. Let's talk about the types of coverage that you may need to protect you and your family, discuss the options, and see how our valuable discounts may save you money. And just for getting a no-cost, no-obligation quote, I'll make a $20 donation to the Taylorville School District or your local school. Call me, Jeff Peabody, Country Financial at 217-824-2279.
No purchase necessary. Country Financial and its representatives are not affiliated with and do not endorse the products or services of any third-party provider. Limit one donation per household. This offer ends Thursday, August 1st of 2024 and does not apply to current Country Financial clients.
Calling all future basketball stars, the Christian County YMCA has Youth League signups now available for kids in grades 1st through 4th and grades 5th through 8. These are both 8-week sessions, and the games start in January. Your kids will stay active and have lots of fun. For questions, contact the Christian County YMCA. The Y, for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills and backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Schedule an appointment today by calling Blakely Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 824-4684, 824-4684. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Nominate a special someone for the ultimate gift of better hearing this holiday season. I'm Crystal Baker, owner of Specialized Hearing Solutions in Taylorville and Shelbyville. Again this holiday season, I'm gifting a pair of premium hearing aids and hearing care to someone in need. Your nomination could be a loved one or someone in the community that's deserving for all they do. To enter, go to facebook.com/Specialized Hearing Solutions or call me for more information. 217-824-0411. Specialized Hearing Solutions wishes you the joy of the sounds of the season.
And welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Boys Varsity Basketball right here on WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak. Joining me today is Anthony Reveco. We are just about set, about 3 minutes away for your Taylorville Tornadoes to take on the Rochester Rockets for Game 2 of the 12th Annual People's Bank and Trust Holiday Tournament right here at Taylorville High School. The Taylorville boys come out of the tunnel firing with some basketballs dribbling about, and they are ready to get announced for their starting five. A little bit of national anthem and some pregame events going on here, but we wanted to come back here and just get a little update going. This Taylorville team comes into this one 0-10 on the year. They're coming off a tough one last night against Mount Zion. That game finished up 68-24. It was a bad beat from this Taylorville team, but they look to have a short, quick memory today and try to take this one from the Rochester Rockets, set them up nice in this holiday tournament. Anthony, what do you need to see out of Taylorville tonight for a win?
Sure, well, it's like Coach Brown said, you come out and you just got to forget yesterday. Forget those games in the past and come out with a winner's mentality. We got to see the aggression. It's an early game starting here at 9 a.m., but that doesn't matter. You got to come out with some energy like it's a night game, as you said. The Dolph isn't super packed right now, but you got to come in like it's just an energetic game and show some passion and energy out there on the floor. Thankfully, we have seen these guys do that a lot. You have these energetic guys, Baron Odom, Beckmeyer, McConnell, Blake Laddage, all willing to sacrifice their bodies and really get in there. So just got to make sure that we're getting the rebounds and taking advantage of them, limiting the turnovers and having some short, quick passes today.
Absolutely. Limiting turnovers is a huge factor right there. This Taylorville team runs into turnover trouble just about every single game. You mentioned the Dolph right now, Anthony, and you are exactly right. I don't know if I've seen the Dolph this empty in my entire life. Maybe it'll have some positive effects for this Taylorville team. Maybe they need to just have an empty Dolph for a game for one time and then have all the fans back in. But last night, the starting five was Jake McConnell, Owen Yonker, Clark Durbin, Dylan Clark, and Baron Odom. Head coach Ryan Brown has been trying out a couple of different combinations of guys, but you got your very set in stone guys like Jake McConnell, Dylan Clark, and Baron Odom. Those final two have really been thrown around a little bit. Blake Laddage gets a start here. Owen Yonker, Clark Durbin. There's a couple of different starters that can thrown in for that 5 spot, but it doesn't matter who's on the court, Anthony. Coach Brown talks about a winner's mentality. It must be hard to keep that winner's mentality down 0-10. I mean, it's just a hard thing to do, but this Taylorville team, I see the looks on their faces. I see the effort they put in just in pregame warmups and every single day on the court. They have not lost any steam this year, and I really commend them for that. We are set here for National Anthem and your starting five for this Taylorville Tornado team. We're going to take ourselves a little break here. Once again, I'm Tim Zalabak. Joining me today is Anthony Rebecca, and we are set here for your Taylorville Tornadoes to take on the Rochester Rockets. We'll be right back here on WTIM, your information station.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance, because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can enjoy the home of your dreams and save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto with our expert agents. American Family Insurance.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact me, Daniel Rizzo, agent at Daniel Rizzo Agency, Inc. at 823 West Bresser Street, Suite 1.
Let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for the visitors, the Rockets of Rochester High School. At a forward, a 6'4" freshman, number 22, Eli Kotz. At forward, a 6'3" junior, number 24, Jack Melton. At forward, a 6'4" sophomore, number 33, Tanner Beal. At one guard, a 5'10" senior, number 4, Henry Beaker. And at the other guard, a 6'2" senior, number 5, Cannon Bruce. The Rockets are coached by Tony Gavin. And now, Let's meet the starting lineup for your Taylorville Tornadoes. At forward, a 6'3" junior, number 15, Baron Odom. At a guard, a 6' junior, number 3, Owen Yonker. At guard, a 6' junior, number 4, Clark Durbin. At guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 5, Dylan Clark. And at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 2, Jake McConnell. The Tornadoes are coached by Ryan Brown, assisted by Doug Boucher, Brent DeMichael, Jackson Castleman, and Mike Avera. Officials for this game are Rodney Smith, Brian Smith, and Cody Hawkins.
We'd like to thank our sponsors here, Brandon Bible Country Financial, for sponsoring our player of the game, and the senior citizens of Christian County. Enjoy trips, lunches, and fellowship with the senior citizens of Christian County. Let's do it here, folks. We are set at the starting line. It is Baron Odom set to take on the tall Tanner Beal. The tip is up, and it is going to be won by Tanner Beal and the Rochester Rockets. And here we go. Game number 2 of the 12th annual holiday tournament here at Taylorville. Moving it inside now. Looks like that's Henry Bucher with it. A pass sent inside is going to go out of bounds. Taylorville bench already super fired up. It's going to remain Rochester ball here.
Well, Baron Odom showing off the aggressiveness right away. Gets in there, gets a little jab at it, and pokes it out of bounds.
To inbound now, it's Rochester and Henry Bucher. He'll find Eli Cox. A fadeaway jumper from Cox, the 6'4" freshman, gets it to go right there.
That's a nice shot. Working over Baron Odom with that fadeaway there makes it 2-0.
That's a tough shot to make, definitely from a freshman. Now it's Taylorville trying to work back with it into their own end. Jake McConnell will receive a pass across the center line and give it off to Dylan Clark. Back into Jake McConnell's hands. He drives baseline out to Dylan Clark. Clark stands just outside the paint, and an inside pass to Baron Odom. In all one move, he gets it off the glass and gets it to go, ties it up at 2 here in quarter number 1.
Well, that's a really nice find. Unlike last night, Baron Odom has a little bit more room to be a little bit one of those bigger guys, and he finds the basket.
It was tough play for Odom last night, dealing with quite a few tall players. Now Rochester has it in on their own end. It's Cannon Bruce dribbling in and out. Taylorville bench loves it. Gives it off to Henry Bucher, standing around the three-point line, passing it inside to Tanner Beal. Beal's going to get fouled here on the floor. Rochester will inbound.
And Clark Durbin being aggressive there, tries to poke it out. Unfortunately, he does commit the foul there, and it will be Rochester ball.
Bucher will be set to inbound here. 2-2 score through 1 minute of play here. Moving strong inside now is Tanner Beal. Beal gets it off the glass to go. That's going to be the matchup between Baron Odom and Tanner Beal tonight.
Well, Baron Odom had a little bit of help there from Clark Durbin, but just too tall there to be able to block that one.
Full court press here by Rochester. Taylorville beats it. Baron Odom has it right at the block. He's going to send up a floater off the iron just a little bit and gets it to fall. That's 4 points here for Baron Odom. He's feeling it here early this morning.
Yeah, Baron Odom's already got 4 to his name. Last night he had 4, so we'll see how he plays an impact tonight.
Already matched his scoring from last night. A 3 taken from the corner here by Rochester and Cannon Bruce. And Bruce gets it to fall from beyond the arc here. 7-4 now. Rochester takes the lead. And a foul moving up the floor here. It was on, looks like that was Owen Yonker. Taylorville will keep the ball here. The foul was on the floor. Looks like Jack Melton reached in just a little bit too far.
Well, they've shown that they can shoot here, already scoring 1 3 in this game, so we got to limit those around the perimeter as well, even though they have some bigger guys down in the paint.
Yeah, Taylorville's doing it right now. They're keeping up with this pace and staying right in this one. 7-4, Rochester leads it here. Dylan Clark sends an inside pass into Baron Odom. He's going to go off his fingertips and right into the hands of the Rockets. Moving quickly now is Eli Cox, sending off a no-look pass to Cannon Bruce. Bruce goes up. He gets his second try, and he gets it to fall here. 9-4, Rochester extends the lead.
Well, Baron Odom made a good aggressive stop there, but then that left nobody down in the paint. It was an open shot from there.
Dylan Clark sends a lead man pass to Owen Yonker, then to Clark Durbin. His 3 from our near side corner is too strong. It was rebounded by Dylan Clark. He goes up. His second try was no good. It's rebounded here by Rochester. Jack Melton carries. He slows the pace right around the perimeter, swinging it all the way around to Henry Bucher. Bucher's going to send an inside pass right there into Tanner Beal. Owen Yonker says no and bats it out of bounds.
Well, Rochester on a 5-0 run right now, but that was a good aggressive play there to swat that out of bounds, kill the momentum a little bit, and Taylorville trying to get a stop here to put back some points of their own.
That's a dangerous pass inside to Tanner Beal right there. Every single time it's resulted in points today. And in an inbound pass here, a quick shot from Cannon Bruce. Bruce will not get it to go right out of the inbound. Rebounded here by the Rockets and Jack Melton. Melton tries to go up with it, gets stripped, goes out of bounds. It'll be Rochester ball.
One more good defense. We saw a couple players getting up there to try and stop the three-pointer. Unfortunately, Rochester got the rebound, but is hit out of bounds, so Rochester will inbound.
Bucher, the inbound man, trying to find a Rocket. He's going to get called for a violation on the sideline right there. Ran out of time. It'll be Taylorville ball. That's the exact type of overwhelming nature you want for your defense, Anthony.
Well, Coach Brown's fired up right now at Taylorville, locking up everyone on Rochester. And when you do that well, as you see, there's a time violation comes into play. We haven't seen that too much this year, but Rochester coach now, he's trying to talk to his players a little bit and get them back out there while Coach Brown's fired up, drawing up some plays in his own huddle.
Coach Brown's absolutely fired up right now. That timeout was taken there by Rochester. Can't tell you the last time an opposing team has taken a timeout in the first quarter. That really says something, Anthony. Rochester's not playing the way they want to, and Taylorville is firing on all cylinders right here. The score is 9-4. Rochester leads it here in quarter number 1, but this Taylorville team is looking like they got that winner's mentality about them today.
Absolutely. You know, they're playing aggressive, they're playing strong, and timeout in the first quarter means that Tony Gavin, head coach of Rochester, saw something that he didn't like out there.
Inbound here, it'll be Taylorville dealing with a full court press from Rochester. They'll find Clark Durbin. He'll drive it to the inside of the paint, send up a floater from the charity stripe. It goes out, trying to be rebounded there by Owen. It looked like that was Baron Odom. It went out of bounds, but it'll be Taylorville ball.
Odom doing a good job contesting for it. Doesn't get a hand on it, but turns out to be a good thing, so Taylorville gets the ball here.
Owen Yonker will inbound. He'll find Jake McConnell just beyond the perimeter. Give it off to Clark Durbin, and then back to Yonker. Yonker will find Durbin. Durbin's going to send up a long three, and it's good. That's Dylan. Excuse me. That is Clark Durbin from far beyond the three-point line right there. 9-7 now.
That is Stephen Curry range right there. He nailed that one from deep.
Definitely three-point range there from Clark Durbin. Great to see that. Rochester returns right on the other end. Henry Bucher gets the soft play right there. 11-7. Rochester leads the Taylorville Tornadoes here. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. Landon Boucher has been checked into this one. He passes it off to Jake McConnell. Now to Baron Odom in our near side corner. He'll try to give it back to Jake McConnell, but that pass is stolen up. Henry Bucher carries quickly down the court, tries to Euro step off to his right. The shot is no good. He's going to be called for a travel as Baron Odom got in his way, tried to sidestep, called for a travel. That's a violation. It'll be Taylorville ball.
Well, I think Baron Odom standing there kind of confused him a little bit. He tried to go around him, but took too many steps, and it was a travel. So a good job by Baron Odom. Didn't get the charge, but ultimately resulted in a turnover.
So now Taylorville will inbound here. It'll be Dylan Clark finding Jake McConnell. Still a full court press here for Rochester. They retreat as Dylan Clark passes the center line, finding Baron Odom on the baseline. He's going to get bumped. He gets the ball back. A pass is going to be stolen there. It's Henry Bucher with it. Bucher goes up strong. His layup, no good. He blew it. It goes off the iron, and Dylan Clark gets the possession.
Well, started with Jake McConnell being aggressive and not giving up on the play. Made him miss, and Taylorville got the rebound.
Yeah, exactly right. That's a great point. All the members that were involved in that play charged on back. Jake McConnell sends up a three from the point. It's no good. Goes off a couple of different hands here. The officials look at each other. Where is this ball going to stay? Here with Taylorville. That's who will remain with the possession.
Baron Odom got up there, knocked the ball out, but it went off of a Rochester player's leg and out of bounds.
So it'll be Baron Odom to inbound here. Rochester 11, Taylorville 7 here. 3 minutes and 58 seconds left in quarter number 1. This is a great Taylorville offense we've seen so far. Landon Boucher tries to move inside. He's going to kick it out to Dylan Clark. Clark pivots, and he's going to start his dribble, move off to his left. Give it on up to Jake McConnell, then right back to Clark. Landon Boucher with it now still along the perimeter. Dylan Clark's going to send up a three just off the front of the iron. Rebounded here by Rochester. Henry Bucher, this point guard, standing at 5'10". That's a senior. A lot of confidence within his play. Eli Cox drives forward. His shot too strong. The second chance opportunity from Rochester, no good. It's going to go out of bounds here. It will be Rochester ball. I see Blake Ladage checking into this one. Good to see the freshman on the court now.
Baron Odom tried to do his signature move and draw a charge there, but unfortunately he might have still been moving the feet as he got knocked over.
Owen Yonker checks in for Jake McConnell. Rochester looks to inbound here. Head coach Tony Gavin yelling over from their sideline. Bucher looking for an inbound man. He'll find Eli Cox. Cox is going to get stripped. It's Owen Yonker. Then Yonker's going to get poked from behind. That'll be a reach-in foul. It'll be Taylorville ball here. That's another foul here on the Rochester Rockets. Anthony, this is a good game so far.
Taylorville is keeping up very well. Coach Brown saying having that aggressive winner's mentality, and so far it's paying off as some of the younger guys, Landon Boucher, Blake Ladage, getting some time. Taylorville's playing well out here so far in this first quarter.
I'd love to be in that locker room for some post-game and pre-game talks, Anthony. I'm sure they're so motivational. We might need it for a couple of these calls here. It's Taylorville with it in their own end. Blake Ladage has it. He'll send it off to Landon Bauscher in our near side corner, then find Baron Odom. Dylan Clark now with it. He drives inside, behind the back, and then retreats. Heavy defense here. Dylan Clark trying to find a man. He'll find a cutting Baron Odom. Odom will lose it. It goes between his legs and goes out of bounds. It'll be Rochester ball here. The score 11-7. Rochester still leading with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left on the clock.
Well, it was a good try to find Baron Odom down there, but the Rochester defender was just keeping up too well, and that's why that turnover happened.
Henry Bucher advances this one for Rochester. Bucher off to his right. He will find Eli Cox. Now an inside pass, then a baseline floater will be good there for Eli Cox. The freshman standing at 6'4", just rose above the rest.
Well, Eli Cox has shown how he's dangerous with that floater in the mid-range, so got to stop that at all costs.
Clark Durbin sends an outside pass there to Dylan Clark. He sends up a mid-range floater. That's no good from Clark. Rebounded by Baron Odom. Tried to send a pass back out to Clark, but it was intercepted by Rochester. Moving quickly now is Henry Bucher. He tries to get a lay. It's no good. Goes out of bounds. It will be Taylorville ball, and the bench for Taylorville staying fired up here.
Absolutely. I think that's the big part of this. All these players are hyping each other up, making each other feel good, and I would say that's a big part of it as Baron Odom will check out of the game. A younger crew coming in here.
Baron Odom checks off. Who comes on for him? We got Landon Bauscher out there, as well as Clark Durbin, Dylan Clark, Owen Yonker with it now. Yonker tries to send an inside pass in for Landon Bauscher. Bauscher wasn't looking at him. It would have been a good pass if Bauscher had eyes on him, but it'll be Rochester ball here as that one went out of bounds.
Well, a little bit of a miscue, and Bauscher looks back, says, my bad, and continue play as Rochester takes this one up the court here, 13-7 in the first.
It's Bucher with it, moving off to his right along the perimeter for Rochester. Then he'll go off to his left, guarded here by Blake Ladage. Now moving an inside pass, bit of a mismatch there for Eli Cox and Owen Yonker. A foul on the floor here. Looks like that'll be on Blake Ladage. It's a little bit too much contact there as he tried to stay with the quick Henry Bucher. Need to move those feet just a little bit more. Tried to use the arms too much. Baron Odom coming off the bench here. Got himself a little break. Got himself some hydration. Landon Bauscher will come off after a good few minutes right there.
Taylorville is in a little bit of a field goal drought, if you will, right now. Have to get back into this one and make a good stop here as Rochester inbounds.
Bit of a drought. Haven't seen too many points from Taylorville since their beginning flurry of points there. But Rochester hasn't either. As I say that, I was scared that the ball was going to go in from three. It's no good from Rochester. Then a mid-range jumper sent up there by Cannon Bruce. And that'll be good for mid-range for Rochester. Taylorville trails 15-7 here. Ooh. It'll be Owen Yonker called for a travel as he started his run just before the dribble. He tried to drive inside, and that basket will not be good.
Well, Rochester has scored 6 unanswered so far, and that's a part where the rebounds come into play on the last one. It was a missed three-pointer, but Rochester able to get the rebound.
Turnovers, yeah, they are starting to rear their ugly head a little bit right here, and when you're able to get those rebounds and not able to pop that ball back out, it's proven to be a little bit of a tough situation here for Taylorville. And a 6-point scoring run. Thank you, Anthony, for that. Rochester has it on their own end. Almost in our last minute here. Driving inside is Brooks Gavin. Wanted a jump ball call charge, and they will get it. Jump ball will go in the way for Taylorville, and it'll be their possession here.
Well, good job. Not sure which player that was, but somebody got their hand in on that one. It's difficult there. Just got to make sure not to hit the arm when the ball is moving quickly and cause a foul, but they were able to get all ball here, and Dylan Clark will take it up the floor.
Now Dylan Clark shoves one off to Blake Ladage in the far side perimeter. Now Baron Odom swinging all the way across to Dylan Clark. Inside to Blake Ladage. Ladage goes up strong. He's going to be fouled hard and go to the line to shoot two.
That's exactly what you want to do. As soon as Blake Ladage got the ball, he goes up with it. 2 Rochester players come down on top of him, and got to hit the free throws here with 58 seconds remaining.
The freshman Blake Ladage goes up strong and a lot of confidence in him. It's really, really great to see that out on the floor now. Standing at a charity stripe. His first is up and no good there for Taylorville. Still in a bit of a drought here after amassing 7 points.
A lot of pressure as well for Blake Ladage. He is just a freshman, as you said, and it's good to see his confidence as he comes out strong every day.
Blake Ladage stands at the line for his second. It'll be up and won't get it to fall. 0 for 2 there from the charity stripe is Blake Ladage.
Wasn't a bad shot either, just unfortunately rimmed out.
Henry Bucher will pass it along to Cal Bruce. Cal Bruce back to Bucher. 40 seconds left here in quarter number 1. Bucher tries to drive the basket, gets stripped. It goes off himself, and it'll be Taylorville ball here.
Another thing to think about, Tim, is we are using the shot clock for this holiday tournament, which isn't typically used in high school, so we'll see how that affects the pacing of this game.
We have not mentioned that enough. That's another thing these offenses are dealing with, a shot clock, which is definitely not their normal way of doing things. In their own end now is Taylorville. Baron Odom sends one off to Blake Ladage. Ladage moves along the perimeter, giving it off to Owen Yonker. Yonker sends an inside pass there to Dylan Clark. It was a good find there, but it goes off his hands. It's Jack Melton driving quickly. Melton goes up with a baseline floater, and he gets it to fall here with 15 seconds left on the clock. Time is about to expire here in quarter number 1. Dylan Clark sends it up to Owen Yonker. No one was looking. It went out of bounds.
We just got to clean up the passes here. A lot of times we have decent passes, but the player on the receiving end is not looking, so just got to be cleaning that up a little bit, have a little bit better communication possibly, and try to get in each other's mindset here.
Durbin checks in for Dylan Clark here with only 9 seconds left on the clock. Rochester leads by 10 here in quarter number 1. Henry Bucher drives quickly with 5 seconds left. Bucher trying to go up with one. A blocking foul is going to be called there on Baron Odom, a guy who takes quite a few charges. And last time against Rochester, he took 3 charges. That's just coming back to my mind right now. But didn't get it this time. It'll be a blocking foul.
Baron Odom, they're not a bad play. Just didn't get there in time, didn't set his feet enough, and Rochester goes right into him, gets the foul.
With 3 seconds left in quarter number 1, Henry Bucher looks to inbound. He will find Jack Melton. Melton goes up. He's fouled. His shot won't go, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2 here with 1 second left on the clock.
Well, down there we saw Blake Ladage trying to guard the 6'3" Jack Melton, so a tough task to ask for him down there, and tries to get up there. I think it actually hit him on the head there and caused that foul.
Jack Melton's first is up, and it is pure through the twine.
Rochester so far, they've still on that scoring run, scored 9 unanswered now. So got to get back in this for Taylorville. As the first quarter is almost over, got to come out in the second quarter strong. Coach Brown, I'm sure we'll talk about that in the huddle.
And the second is up and good from Jack Melton. You're exactly right, Anthony. This quarter started off quite a bit better than it ended. But that's quarter number 1. Rochester 19, Taylorville 7. It was a pretty good start there for this Taylorville team. If they can find that exact way of doing things for the rest of the game, they can have some pretty good chances of beating this Rochester Rocket team. Anthony, what did you see in that first quarter?
Well, the main thing that I noticed is at the beginning of the quarter when they were putting some points on the board, their passes looked clean. They were very quick, and everyone knew what was going on. Towards the end of that quarter, the passes were a little bit longer, a little bit sloppier, and once teams that are on defense get a little bit more aggressive, like Rochester, Taylorville has a tough time. They try to move too quickly, and there's a shot clock in play, but still you have 35 seconds, so just got to take your time moving the ball down the court and make sure that your passes aren't long, they're quick and short, and that people are always moving. Ball movement without having the ball is another big thing. Whenever you don't have the ball, moving around, and Taylorville does a pretty good job of that. Just finding the open man is a big thing, and probably that's what Coach Brown is stressing a little bit right now in the huddle as quarter 2 is about to begin.
Taylorville is going to need to take care of the basketball these next few quarters here. Lots of passes that were just unseen by the other man. They are inside passes. They are great passes, but they need to be on the same page on both ends of that. Taylorville trailing here 19-7 from Rochester Rockets. We are through quarter number 1. We're keeping it right here.
Like you said as well, Coach Brown mentioned in pregame rebounding was a big thing. Taylorville not doing too bad of a job at that, being able to get some rebounds, so we just have to limit Rochester on those second chance scoring points. That's where they've got quite a few of their 19.
Quarter number 2 underway here for game 2 of the 12th annual People's Bank and Trust Holiday Tournament live from Taylorville. I'm Tim Zalabak. Joining me today is Anthony Revecco. We are right in the midst of the action now as Taylorville strips Rochester and gets it back. It's Landon Boucher moving quickly. He goes up, gets it off the glass to go, and that is a great start to quarter number 2, Anthony.
That is exactly what Taylorville needed. Landon Boucher making things work here as Coach Brown cheers his team on with the bench on the sideline.
Lots of contact on one end for Taylorville to get that ball back, and then they finished on the other, exactly what they wanted. A baseline floater sent up by Cannon Bruce was no good. Taylorville gets it back here. A lead man pass to Blake Ladage. Ladage tries to fight through some Rochester Rockets. He's going to get called for a travel here as he wasn't able to start his dribble as he was in transition. That's a tough call right there, Anthony.
That is, and Blake Ladage was trying to get down the floor as quickly as possible. Might have been a little bit slow to start, but it is tough to see after that momentum boost there. They just got to get it back here and keep it going. They're only down 10 points. Got a lot of game left to play.
Lots of game left to play, especially when Taylorville's playing like that. A 3 ball from Rochester is no good. Off the iron, rebounded here by Clark Durbin. Durbin moves quickly. He's going to jump stop in the lane, send up a floater, and gets it to roll in. A great bit of offense there from Clark Durbin.
Now Taylorville scores 4 unanswered to start out this second quarter, and a great bit of offense, as you said. Some good defense on the other end, as well as Jake McConnell leads the team on that end.
Great to be on the right side of the unanswered point stat right there, Anthony. 4 unanswered points. Then an inside pass there is going to be sent to Tanner Beal. His doesn't go, but the second chance does. It was good there for Brooks Gavin.
Well, Brooks Gavin was in the right place at the right time there. Rebound finds him, and an open shot under the basket.
Clark Durbin stands with it now on the far end. It's Blake Ladage giving off to Baron Odom, then all the way to our near side in Jake McConnell. McConnell bounces it off to his right, then off to Landon Boucher. Boucher jump stops in the lane, kicks it back out to Clark Durbin. Durbin looks to slow the pace here. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Boucher gives it off. It's going to be stolen here by Brooks Gavin. Gavin moves quickly. Jake McConnell tries to get tied up with him. A foul will be called on the floor here.
Well, we saw Coach Brown over there when there were about 10 seconds left in the shot clock. It does come into play, as he was telling Taylorville, got to speed it up here, got to speed it up, and might have tried to do it too quickly as Rochester jumps at the right time and caused the turnover. That's what kind of started to happen in the second quarter, so Taylorville has to get back to where they were in the first part of this quarter and hopefully score some of their own.
It'll be Rochester to inbound here in their end. Cannon Bruce sent a pass over the head of Tanner Beal, but he recovers it. Then a pass all the way across to Nate Swaney. Swaney sends it over to the far side corner, and Eli Cox back up to the point in Cannon Bruce. And then an inside pass there. It was for Tanner Beal. Reaching in too far was Owen Yonker. There's been a matchup between Tanner Beal and Owen Yonker for this game for some reason. Yonker standing about 6 foot, Tanner Beal 6'4". That's just a tough matchup right there, Anthony. We're looking at it right now.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup, and it's clearly a difference in size right there as it inbounds to him. But the strip
stolen by Owen Yonker right there. Owen Yonker flies up the basket, gets one off the glass to go right there. What are we talking about height for, Anthony? They're up for the match right now. That was a little tandem effort between Owen Yonker and Clark Durbin right there, poking it away, and Owen Yonker got the finish. 3-ball taken here, very highly contested from Cannon Bruce, and he gets it to fall. That type of play right there is hard to compete with.
Absolutely, and as we talked about, he made a good strip down low. If you can't get above him, go beneath him.
It's exactly what it was. He couldn't go above, so he did poke up from beneath. Caught him by surprise right there. Taylorville, bit of a blunder underneath the basket right there. It'll be 2 shots, though, here. Looks like Rochester will inbound here. I saw the official put up at number 2, but that looks like the foul came there on Jake McConnell.
Jake McConnell, yeah, wasn't able to get that one and ends up landing on a Rochester player, so they'll take the ball up the court.
Henry Bucher stands with it now on our near side, sending a pass inside the perimeter and back out to Bucher. Bucher stands right at the charity stripe. Then he moves off to his right near the baseline. Then an outside pass over to Nate Swaney. Swaney drives inside, tries to give it up. It's stolen. Taylorville has it now. Clark Durbin moves quickly. He rises above, gets it off the glass to go, and a beautiful finish there from Clark Durbin.
Clark Durbin's getting it going here for Taylorville, only down 9 at this point, had a couple layups, and he's doing well on his man.
You can say what you want about this Taylorville offense, but in transition, when baskets are very hard to make, when you get near the basket and you have so much speed, they have a lot of touch. They got a lot of finesse there when it comes to the fast transition layups, and they've been getting all of them to fall today. 24-15, Rochester continues to lead Taylorville here with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock in quarter number 2.
That's a very hard thing to do when you're going fast and you got a defender right behind you able to finish, but they do it well.
Henry Bucher limping a little bit for this Rochester team. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Bucher tries to drive inside now. Doesn't look like that leg's giving him too much trouble. Bucher's going to send out a last-second pass to Eli Cox. Cox's 3 is no good. Now rebounded here by Rochester. The second chance is no good. Rebounded here by Taylorville. Clark Durbin now. Taylorville has some numbers moving forward. Owen Yonker waits for a man to pass, and he gets one up and in. A great wait and patience there from Owen Yonker there as he let a lead man fly by him on a pump fake and then got it to go off the glass, Anthony.
Absolutely, and when you've been scoring so many layups, Rochester obviously is going to go up with you. He knew that, so he hits the pump fake, is able to secure the layup, and now Taylorville on a little bit of a run themselves. They've scored 4 unanswered, and they're only down here 7 points.
Yeah. Really great offensive possessions here for Taylorville. They've been sharing the ball well. It's Clark Durbin with 7 points up there. Looks like that's Baron Odom with 4, and it's Owen Yonker with 4 points.
Clark Durbin last night only had 2, so he's making a little bit of a comeback for himself. He saw 33% last night, and so far he's been a difference maker here on Taylorville with 7. Has a couple fouls, so you do have to be careful of that, but so far he's been playing well. So Taylorville just hopefully can clean it up a little bit, giving a few fouls away, and doing a good job, though, under the basket, staying aggressive. Rochester had to call the timeout to kill the momentum, so you want to pick it right back up where you left off as Clark Durbin out there still for Taylorville.
Talking about fouls, we got to keep our eye on that. Taylorville with 4 team fouls and Rochester with 0. And yet, like you said, 2 fouls for Clark Durbin, 2 for Jake McConnell, and 2 for Owen Yonker. 1 in there as well for Baron Odom. So a little bit of foul trouble here early in this one. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. It'll be Rochester ball coming out of the timeout. Danny Dyer will inbound here. Looks like it'll be to Henry Bucher.
Something else that Clark Durbin has done well is he's pushing Eli Cox, the big man, into the corner sometimes, forcing him to take threes, and that's a tough shot for him. So Baron Odom will now pick him up, actually.
Henry Bucher now gives it right back over to Cal Bruce. Bruce sends up a 3. It's off the iron. Rebounded here by Clark Durbin. Durbin moves quickly with the right hand, trying to poke it away from behind was Nate Sweeney. He does not get it. Clark Durbin tries to go up for a shot right there, but he's going to be called for a travel, but one official says foul. Who wins?
Well, Coach Brown doesn't like that travel call. I'm sure he likes the foul call on the other hand.
Well, Tony Gavin hated the travel call, and we got head coach Brown hating the foul call. I mean,
they're discussing now in center court. It looks like he made like a foul to me. I mean, you can call me biased a little bit.
I didn't see the travel either there, Anthony. And we're going to find out what the official ruling of this play is. It looks like it'll be Taylorville ball. Yeah, foul on the floor there instead of a travel call. We'll take that, Anthony.
Tony Gavin was pleading his case to the ref there, and
can only do so much. Owen Yonker looks to inbound here for Taylorville, has a little bit of time, finds Dylan Clark, then a quick pass to Clark Durbin. Durbin's 3 just off the iron, no good.
Man, and there's not too many people in the Dolphins, you said, but if he hit that, I'm sure the place would have gone nuts for the people that are in here.
Yeah. Rochester with it now in their own end. It's Henry Bucher. Bucher tries to drive inside, almost loses it, then sends out a pass over there to Nate Sweeney. Sweeney's 3 won't go. Then a lead man pass for Baron Odom. Odom slows the pace at the perimeter, gives it off to Owen Yonker. Yonker sends up a 3, and that's good. Owen Yonker gets it to fall from long range here, and Taylorville brings it within 4.
Taylorville scoring 7 unanswered right now, and that's just what you want to see. Owen Yonker takes a deep 3. They're forcing Rochester to take tough shots, and they've shown that these perimeter shots are not their strong suit, so keep them outside the three-point line if possible.
Maybe their longest scoring run of the season. Taylorville trails by 4 here with 3 minutes left on the clock in quarter number 2. Then a 3 ball is sent up right there by Eli Cox, the freshman standing at 6'4", and Anthony, he got it to go.
He hasn't hit too many outside that perimeter, but that one kills momentum a little bit. Taylorville, though, only down 7 with about 3 minutes here in the second quarter left to go.
Definitely manageable as opposed to some other games we've seen. Taylorville most definitely in this one against Rochester here. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left on the clock. There's a foul called on the floor here. It will remain Taylorville ball.
Jake McConnell got tripped up a little bit there. Looks like he's all right, though. Takes one for the team. Coach Brown ordering instructions out.
Tanner Beal checks in for this Rochester team along with Jack Melton. Nate Sweeney will come off along with Danny Dyer. Yeah. All right, now an inside pass finds Clark Durbin. Durbin sends one up. It rolls off both pieces of the iron right there and won't go. Rochester moves quickly with it now. There's Rochester going up for a shot, and Cal Bruce looks like he got fouled. He will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, it was a good idea there on the other end to go up for a little layup, and it almost goes in, but unfortunate bounce off the side irons. Rochester takes it all the way to the other end, pushing aggressively. That's what Taylorville has got to work on here a little bit, getting in front of them, making sure that they're ready and they don't give up these silly fouls here.
The first is up and good there for Cal Bruce. That brings the Rochester lead to 8. But Taylorville, with these long scoring runs, I mean, there's no lead that is safe here for Rochester if you keep it, under 10. The second is up and good there for Rochester and Cal Bruce.
Absolutely. As you said, Taylorville can come out at any time and go on some scoring runs of their own. So some dangerous players out here, and Rochester, if they let their guard down, could get close here as they're only down 9.
Only down 9 here with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Dylan Clark tries to move quickly. He's going to have it poked away, but it'll stay Taylorville ball.
Dylan Clark might have been going a little bit too quickly there as he loses that one. Thankfully, Rochester was there trying to corral it in, and it goes out of bounds.
Now to inbound here, it'll be Owen Yonker. Yonker's going to send out a far pass to Clark Durbin. Durbin slings it along to Dylan Clark, then all the way over to Owen Yonker. A pass trying to move it inside. Owen Yonker's going to get called for stepping out of bounds. It'll be Rochester ball.
Well, not too much room down there off that three-point edge. Blake Lodge will come in, the freshman, as we said, and good to see him getting some time here.
Oh, yeah. He's a regular player on this varsity team now. I mean, I think we can, I do it all the time. I think I can just stop saying, hey, it's good to see him out there. He's going to be out there. The freshman Blake Ladage is fit for this varsity spot. Now Rochester has it on their own end. Locking him up is Landon Boucher, then sending it off to Henry Bucher. Boucher gets in on that action a little bit as well. Taylorville bench loves it. Eli Cox trying to send up a prayer. Enough travel is going to be called right there on Eli Cox, and it'll be Taylorville possession here.
That is exactly what you want to do and what you want to see. They're locking up. Landon Boucher coming over and giving help, but not going too far from his man. Rochester fumbles a little bit, turnover, and Taylorville can start it off here again.
2 minutes left to play here in quarter number 2. A floater sent up there by Clark Durbin. It's just a little bit too strong, and the rebound is going to be taken there by Rochester. It's Jack Melton moving quickly. He slows the pace at the perimeter and pops it back out to Eli Cox.
And a tough shot right there. That one was a left-handed floater from Eli. Not sure how that one got in, but a nice shot there.
Can use both the hands there, makes him even more of a dangerous weapon for Eli Cox. Then Baron Odom's going to be stripped. Rochester back with it here. 31-20 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. Rochester leads. A blocking foul called. It'll be on Taylorville. Taylorville already amassing 5 fouls in this one.
Well, whenever you have a momentum change like Taylorville had a minute ago after Landon Boucher helped lock up Rochester, they got the travel call. You got to be able to score off that and start it up on your own. Otherwise, Rochester will capitalize on those little mistakes, and that's why we're in the situation right here as Henry Bucher will shoot some free throws.
Bucher's first is up and good. So, Taylorville trails by 12 here with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. A timeout's going to be called here, so both of these teams can get a little bit of information on what to do coming out of this second free throw here.
Rochester leading by 12. We've seen both teams go on some long scoring runs. Rochester maybe a little bit more so than Taylorville, but Coach Brown trying to get the momentum swing back in his way, trying to get a win here in their second tournament game at this 9 a.m. start.
It's Clark Durbin with 7 points and 2 fouls. Baron Odom has himself 4. Baron Odom also has himself 2 fouls in that one. That's all we got for our scoreboard. Taking a look at the Rochester side of things. It's Eli Cox with 9 points. It's Jack Melton with 4. Henry Bucher with 3 points for himself. And Tanner Beal with 2.
Taylorville doing a good job. Not terribly outmatched with height, but Rochester does have some taller guys. Tanner Beal standing at 6'4". You got Eli Cox as well out there at 6'4". They're doing a pretty good job maintaining that structure.
Henry Bucher stands at the line now for his second of 2 shots. It's going to be off the iron, no good. Rebounded here by Jake McConnell and the Taylorville Tornadoes. Clark Durbin sends a quick pass back to Jake McConnell. Beautiful ball movement, and McConnell gets it off the glass to go.
That was a nice left-handed layup there by the senior Jake McConnell.
The quick pass from McConnell, and then right back into his hands. Really, really great movement there. Rebounded here by Taylorville and Baron Odom after a pass was kind of tipped up into the air. Taylorville has it now. Clark Durbin sends it up to Jake McConnell. McConnell one dribble off to his right, then gives it off to Baron Odom. Dylan Clark stands right at the top of the key and sends it off to his right in Blake Ladage. Even further to the right in the corner now is Baron Odom trying to find a man. This ball's going to come right at us. And it didn't take the high enough bounce. Anthony was ready for it. Timeout is going to be taken there by Rochester as they were, by Taylorville as they were all tied up in the corner here. Taylorville trails by 10 with 54 seconds left on the clock in our first half of basketball. Anthony, this Taylorville team has been looking very, very good early today.
Absolutely, yeah, they're coming out strong here. Already have 22 points, and the first half is not concluded yesterday, looking much better than we saw them yesterday. So you want to have the momentum shift going into halftime. When you're in that locker room, Coach Brown wants to get some positives out of this one, and so far they're only down 10. So if you can put a couple more up on that board, take the momentum going into halftime, that's what you want to see as Tony Gavin now trying to make sure that Taylorville can not come back and keep them down, but Ryan Brown going for the opposite here.
If you can shrink that lead to 6, 8, I mean, it's much more manageable here. And 10 is still not too far to come back from. Taylorville out of the inbound here. It's Jake McConnell moving strong towards the basket. Baron Odom is going to recover that off the ground. He's going to go up for a shot and be fouled hard. He gets helped up off the hardwood quickly, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's one of the things that Rochester does. When they foul you, they're going to foul you hard. And Baron Odom able to take that one nicely. Hopefully he can sink a couple free throws here.
Odom's first is up, and it's pure through the twine.
Odom known to be a pretty good free throw shooter here at the line. He has 1 so far today.
Odom's second is up and good, making that deficit down to 8. 46 seconds left on the clock here in quarter number 2. Taylorville featuring a bit of a full court press. Henry Bucher tries to pass it along, set up a far pass all the way to Cannon Bruce. Bruce tries to drive baseline. A foul will be called here on Blake Ladage.
And that is a situation where, again, the shot clock comes into play. Typically in this scenario, you're going to see teams just dribble it out with 40 seconds, but with only 35 on the shot clock, you have to go a little bit quicker, but Taylorville unable to slow the pace down, and so they will send Cannon Bruce to the free throw line.
Bruce first is up, and it is good.
Not exactly what you want to see after Baron Odom hits a couple free throws of his own, but thankfully he does, so that this lead won't get too unmanageable here from Rochester.
Second is up and is missed. Taylorville recovers here. 30 seconds left on the clock in quarter number 2. Jay McConnell sends up a lead man pass to Durbin, then back to McConnell, then back to Durbin, all the way across to Owen Yonker. And Yonker sends one to Jake McConnell. McConnell just passes it along to Baron Odom, right to his left. Baron Odom stands right in front of us into our near side corner in Owen Yonker. Yonker's three off the iron looked good. 10 seconds left. Rochester recovers that loose ball right there. It's Cannon Bruce moving now. He's going to send up a floater. It's going to be no good. 5 seconds left. Owen Yonker has to move quickly. Clark Durbin will have the last second opportunity, and he gets it off the glass to go. Clark Durbin will finish the second quarter here with a beautiful bit of offense there, and Taylorville has been looking hot here in quarters number 1 and 2. Live from the People's Bank and Trust Holiday Tournament, Rochester 33, Taylorville 26. Anthony, what did we see in that first half?
Well, you know, that was a great way to end it in those final 5 seconds there. Able to capitalize and cut the lead down to only 7 here. Taylorville doing a good job with the momentum. They were able to score 17 there in that quarter as opposed to Rochester's 14, so we're able to outscore them there, but just got to keep the momentum out, coming strong out of halftime. Coach Brown going to hopefully give some words to encouragement to these guys, and we've seen them play well. Baron Odom always aggressive, as we've seen him out there. He's got 6 points also out there, so we'll see what they can do here. Jake McConnell also being aggressive out there for his team. So hopefully they can come out here, be strong. Coach Brown give them some words of encouragement, and they can take home a win here. They're only down by 7 going into the second half.
Absolutely. Taylorville trails by 7. A couple of point totals here for you all. It's Clark Durbin leading the charge here with 9 points. Baron Odom's got himself 6, and Owen Yonker with 7. It's great to see Owen Yonker and Clark Durbin out there leading the point charge here through 2 quarters of play. My name is Tim Zalabak. Joining me today is Anthony Reveco for my color commentary. Thank you so much to Brandon Bible Country Financial for sponsoring our player of the game. And the senior citizens of Christian County. Enjoy trips, lunches, and fellowships. Stay active in your senior years with the senior citizens of Christian County. We'll be back here in just a little bit for some halftime coverage, and then we'll be back for quarters number 3 and 4 for your Taylorville boys varsity basketball squad. You are listening to WTIM, your information station.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call me, Casey McClure, at McClure-Helberg Insurance for all your insurance needs. 824-2266.
Ready to hit the road in style? Our unbeatable car loans make it happen. Low rates, flexible terms, and a smooth ride to approval. At CNB, we drive your dreams forward. Apply today and let us put you in the driver's seat. CNB Bank and Trust, helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Jeff Robinson with Advanced Title Group Incorporated in Taylorville. We are Christian County's only locally owned title company with over 100 years of title experience in our office. Whether you are selling, buying, building, or refinancing your home, farm, business, or land, choose Advanced Title Group. Visit us at advancedtitlegroup.com, stop in on the northwest corner of the Taylorville Square, or call 824-8007. Advanced Title Group, excellence with integrity and experience.
Located just west of the square, there's a 67-year history of community banking in everything we do at the First National Bank in Taylorville. I'm President and CEO Jared Beckham, honored to be leading the local directors, management, and staff that all live here in Christian County. We make loan decisions here, process deposits here, and are involved in your local community. Let our 67 years of service go to work for you at First National Bank in Taylorville. First every time, member FDIC.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. Because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can enjoy the home of your dreams. And save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto with our expert agents. American Family Insurance.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact me, Daniel Rizzo, agent at Daniel Rizzo Agency, Inc. at 823 West Spresser Street, Suite 1 in Taylorville. Or call 217-562-4433 today.
High school basketball means lots of action up and down the court. Shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
Nominate a special someone for the ultimate gift of better hearing this holiday season. I'm Crystal Baker, owner of Specialized Hearing Solutions in Taylorville and Shelbyville. Again this holiday season, I'm gifting a pair of premium hearing aids and hearing care to someone in need. Your nomination could be a loved one or someone in the community that's deserving for all they do. To enter, go to facebook.com/Specialized Hearing Solutions or call me for more information. 217-824-0411. Specialized Hearing Solutions wishes you the joy of the sounds of the season.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. We currently have the best selection of new vehicles that we've seen in years. And with more arriving daily, we have decided to offer employee pricing to everyone on select models through the end of the year. You pay what we pay. Plus, we have over 350 pre-owned vehicles in our family of dealerships. Stop in and see us today at Landmark of Taylorville, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Happy holidays from everyone here at Landmark of Taylorville. And remember,
you always do better at Landmark.
Calling all future basketball stars, the Christian County YMCA has Youth League signups now available for kids in grades 1st through 4th and grades 5th through 8. These are both 8-week sessions, and the games start in January. Your kids will stay active and have lots of fun. For questions, contact the Christian County YMCA. The Y for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
You need insurance to help protect the things that mean a lot to you. You need coverage that's affordable because we all have a budget. I'm Brandon Bible, and at Country Financial, we get it. For close to 100 years, we've offered insurance and financial services to help protect what's most important to you and help you prepare for the future. Best of all, we aim to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. In other words, we've got your back. Visit countryfinancial.com/brandon.bible to find out more.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. I'm Brad Davis with Edward Jones, and I can help. I'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Call me, Brad Davis, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Taylorville at 217-287-2663 to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
New name, but the same great eye care. Hi, Dr. Emily Smith here from Taylorville Community Eye Care, formerly Taylorville Vision Source.
And this is Dr. Amanda Gerson, also part of the Taylorville team. We're in the same location with the same great owners, doctors, and staff, providing your family eye care solutions every day.
Don't forget to use your vision benefits and HSA money before the end of the year. Book your appointment with myself or Dr. Gerson now.
Remember, we have a new name, but our services haven't changed. Taylorville Community Eye Care, enhancing vision, enriching lives.
High school basketball means lots of action up and down the court. Shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
This is Bill Pinkston, General Sales Manager at Landmark of Taylorville. We currently have the best selection of new vehicles that we've seen in years. And with more arriving daily, we have decided to offer employee pricing to everyone on select models through the end of the year. You pay what we pay. Plus, we have over 350 pre-owned vehicles in our family of dealerships. Stop in and see us today at Landmark of Taylorville, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Happy holidays from everyone here at Landmark of Taylorville. And remember,
You always do better at Landmark.
Welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Boys Varsity Basketball right here on WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak. Joining me today is Anthony Rebecca. And we are set for our second half of play here for your Taylorville Tornadoes taking on the Rochester Rockets. That was a great first half of basketball, Anthony. Taylorville trails 33-26. What do we got to see in quarter numbers 3 and 4?
Well, you know, it's all about that mentality. As Coach Brown was saying to us pregame, you know, got to keep that winner's mindset. And Taylorville has been doing a great job. And you notice it even just when you're in here. You see them cheering each other on the bench, you know, especially when you have long defensive plays. They're locking guys up, especially since that shot clock comes into play. They're really hyping each other up and making each other feel good out there. So just some more aggressiveness. Last quarter, they started out with a nice layup to end it off and cut the lead to 7. They outscored Rochester in that last quarter 17-14. So hopefully they can keep up that momentum, go on a few scoring runs of their own, and shut down some of the bigger guys like Eli Cox out there, who stands at 6'4".
Yeah. The acknowledgement from this Taylorville bench when there's a good defensive play there, that's what you like to see. That's what keeps the momentum going. That's what keeps confidence up. And Taylorville's going to have it here coming into quarter number 3. It'll be Owen Yonker to inbound.
Owen Yonker, one of those impactful players so far in this game. He has 7 points.
Taylorville featuring their white-on-white uniforms with the purple and gold trim along the bottom of their shorts. They'll find a lead, wide open Dylan Clark right under the basket, and Dylan Clark gets it to go to get the point started here in quarter number 3. Wide open Dylan Clark underneath the basket.
That's exactly what you want to see. Usually he's a three-point shooter, but he cuts in and makes the wide open layup to cut it to 5.
Around the perimeter now, Eli Cox got tied up trying to give it back to Tanner Beal. It goes out of bounds. It'll remain with Rochester.
Clark Durbin flew in there, just able to get over Eli Cox. He does have that size advantage, but Clark can jump.
Jack Melton inbounds there to Tanner Beal. Beal gives it right off to Jack Melton. Melton with a floater right from the baseline. Won't get it to go. Rebounded here by the Taylorville Tornadoes and Owen Yonker.
Good defense here from Taylorville. Let's see if they can get it going on the offensive end.
Durbin finds Dylan Clark on the baseline. Clark is tied up with a couple of Rochester defenders there, and he's going to give it right up to Bucher. Bucher drives quickly up the floor, and Clark Durbin right on the other end is going to get tied up with him, and a jump ball is called.
I'm sure that's something that Coach Brown is stressing improvement on whenever there's a fast break. Taylorville is sometimes
not a jump ball. Why did he held up a jump ball signal for some strange reason? Henry Bucher goes to the line to shoot 2.
Seen a few mixed-up calls so far. We saw them have discussed between a travel and a foul call earlier in the second quarter. Thankfully, that one went Taylorville's way as Tony Gavin's displeasure.
All right. Henry Bucher missed his first. His second is up, and he gets that one to go. 34-28. Taylorville trails Rochester.
Only down 6 here. 7 minutes to go in the third.
Very manageable deficit to overcome here as Dylan Clark tries to get past the cutting Jack Melton there. Taylorville will remain with the possession here.
Well, a foul there, and the aggressiveness from Dylan Clark pays off.
The point scoring was started here with Dylan Clark receiving a beautiful pass right underneath the basket as he stood all alone. Dylan Clark takes it out of the inbound and will give it off to Owen Yonker. Jake McConnell now stands with it right at the top of the key. He'll send it off to his left and right back to McConnell. McConnell sends up a 3 from the point. It's no good. Rebounded here by Rochester and Tanner Beal.
Not a bad idea. You just want to see Taylor get a little bit of a better shot there in that situation.
Bucher sends a pass up to Cannon Bruce in the corner. Bruce drives baseline, and a foul will be called here. Back-to-back possessions for Taylorville. Drawing a couple of fouls here. You got to keep your eye on that.
A lot of people here with fouls. We see that Baron Odom has a couple for himself. Jake McConnell with 2 as well.
Everyone out on the court right now with 2 fouls. Going up and underneath the basket there is Henry Bucher, getting it to go for Rochester. Extend their lead there. Rochester leads by 8. Owen Yonker finds a man underneath the basket. It's Blake Ladage. Ladage goes up for a second try, and he gets it to go over the tall Tanner Beal. Great for the freshman.
Good aggressiveness there, as you said, from a freshman to be able to get up against these upperclassmen on Rochester. Put a couple in for Taylorville.
Now Henry Bucher moves off to his left. He's going to send one up from the baseline. It's going to be rebounded here by Rochester. A 3-ball from Jack Melton. Off the iron, rebounded by Jake McConnell and the Taylorville Tornadoes. He moves quickly with it. McConnell, heat check stop at the three-point line, sends it off to Owen Yonker. His 3 is good. Owen Yonker connects from beyond the arc. And then right as that ball went through the hoop, a whistle And a foul is called here.
Well, you hope that that three-pointer from Owen Yonker can stand.
Yeah.
I think it will.
Looks like it will stand. And looks like the possession will stay right with Taylorville as that ball entered the hoop. A foul was called on the floor there for Rochester. That makes a little bit of sense. Owen Yonker, who just made that three-pointer. An electric bit of offense here from Taylorville so far. Dylan Clark now receives the inbound and throws it off to his left and Baron Odom. Odom sends it right back over to Jake McConnell, and he stands with it right beyond the perimeter. Back off to his left and Baron Odom, then back to McConnell. Over to Owen Yonker, who's been feeling it. Now Dylan Clark has it in our near side. An inside pass there, a little tic-tac-toe. Blake Ladich goes up with it, won't get it to go.
A good ball movement there, but Blake Ladich unable to get it going. Only a one-possession game here.
Now ball in the corner here for the Rochester Rockets. They send it back up to the point in Henry Bucher. Taylorville trails by 3 here with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in quarter number 3. A double dribble is going to be called here on the Rochester Rockets. Taylorville will get it back.
Well, Blake Ladich taking the assignment to guard those upperclassmen with some height on him as a freshman, and he's doing a great job locking them up, forces the double dribble. That's just what you want to see. Hopefully Taylorville can get something going here. They're only down 3.
Trailing just by 3 here, Anthony, and Taylorville now dealing with a full court press, trying to advance it over that center line, and they will. Dylan Clark receives it. Mid-range jumper from Clark. Off the iron, no good. Blake Ladich tries to rebound. He's just overpowered by Brooks Gavin.
Good look there from Dylan Clark, but just a little bit too strong.
I love the shot there from Clark. A 3-ball sent up there by Bucher. He misses everything. Rochester tries to keep it inbounds. It'll be Taylorville ball.
You got to think that they might be getting in the heads of Rochester a little bit. Rochester not used to this type of situation here.
No, they're not, Anthony. One thing we got to think about is the opposing team coming into play Taylorville. Taylorville's 0-10. You come into this one saying, hey, we got ourselves a win. That's got to take a little bit of effect on a team's mentality. Taylorville's looking to take over that part of their brains right now. Baron Odom stands with it now, dribbling off to his right. He's going to collect that one after having it almost taken away, and it will be stolen here by Bucher. Bucher is going to have to deal with 2 Taylorville defenders, and he will. Bucher gets one off the glass to go here. Rochester extends that lead now by 5.
Bucher had the speed. We'd like to see Jake McConnell maybe get a little bit of a better angle, but it was tough the way that he was blocking there. But Dylan Clark.
Love to see that shot there from Dylan Clark. That's a guy that can move inside the perimeter and take those mid-range shots and be confident in them. That one just beyond the free throw line, and he got it to go there. Great shot there from Dylan Clark. Now Rochester stands with it in their own end. It's Eli Cox passing it right off. Looks like that's Brooks Gavin. Gavin's going to send an over-the-top pass over to Jack Melton. Melton's going to be clobbered. Looks like it was by Owen Yonker.
You would love to see Dylan Clark start to heat up right about now.
Yep.
Owen Yonker has 10 himself so far, so he's been playing very well this game. If Dylan Clark starts to heat up too, that should bring some more momentum, hopefully, as the Landon Bowser will check in here.
Yeah, this Taylorville team has been doing it all and staying in it without Dylan Clark staying hot. I mean, imagine if Dylan Clark was feeling it from his normal spots. Landon Bowser checks into this one. Looking to inbound now is Rochester. Henry Bucher finds a man. It's Tanner Beal spinning off, and an easy lay there for Tanner Beal as a 360 move. Got an open lay, and now Taylorville looks to advance this one back into their own end. Jake McConnell.
That was a good move there from the 6'4" Tanner Beal, able to spin around his defender.
It's not much you can do there. Dylan Clark now drives and gets it off the glass to go. Thought it was too strong, but it catches the right piece of the iron. Dylan Clark back-to-back possessions here. He's feeling it, Anthony.
Yeah, he has 6 himself, so he's starting to heat up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. As Owen Yonker's been hot, but he'll get a break on the bench, so we'll see how he can play an impact for his spot right now.
It's a one-possession game here in quarter number 3. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Rochester 40, Taylorville 37. A wide-open 3-ball taken here for Rochester off the iron. No good. Rebounded by Blake Ladich. He loses it for a moment. Looks like he'll be fouled as a couple of different Rochester Rockets tried to scramble for that ball. It'll be Taylorville possession here.
Well, Taylorville caught a break there as Kai Bruce was wide open there on the 3-pointer. He does not hit it. Blake Ladich can't quite squeeze the ball all the way, but thankfully a couple Rochester players there, and one of them commits the foul.
Taylorville with an opportunity to tie it here, trailing by 3. 3 minutes left to play in quarter number 3. Dylan Clark stands with it. He'll send a pass to Landon Bowser right inside the paint. Bowser's going to try to send off another pass, but it's going to trickle out of bounds and quickly back into the hands of Rochester.
Well, a good try there, and Landon Bowser turns to Blake Ladich, says, my bad on that one. Hopefully they can get something going here on the defensive end.
Rochester inbounds here. It'll be Henry Bucher.
Bucher has 8 so far.
A lot of this offense is generated through Bucher. He moves the ball well and dribbles well. It's Bucher with it, trying to drive inside the paint, sending off a pass all the way over to the tall Tanner Beal, and back out to Bucher. Sending it back inside. Rochester tries to go up with it. Blocked is Eli Cox, and Taylorville moving quickly. Blake Ladich sends it up to Dylan Clark. He jump stops, sends up a three just off the front of the iron. There's a second chance shot right there for Dylan Clark.
That was a tough shot. Rochester defender right in his face on that one. Makes it hard to shoot.
And there it is, Anthony, a charge taken by Baron Odom as he hits the deck. Eli Cox charged into him just a little bit too hard, and Baron Odom getting Taylorville this ball back.
Well, Tim, we knew it was coming sooner or later. Happens at least once per game.
Has to. It has to. Wouldn't be a game without a Baron Odom charge, and I don't think we had one last night, which is why that was just a little bit of an off night for Taylorville. Back into it right now, 40-37. Rochester leads it here. Taylorville only down by one possession.
Jake McConnell now setting up his play. We'll see what they can do on the offensive end.
Boucher gives it off to Jake McConnell around the perimeter. Dylan Clark's going to send it up from three. It's going to go just off the front of the iron, just a little bit too short. Head coach Ryan Brown wanted that call so bad as he really thought it trickled out of bounds on Rochester there, but it will be Rochester ball. Official saw otherwise.
Well, Dylan Clark been shooting well from the mid-range and able to heat up that three-pointer yet so far. He's taken a few chances.
Henry Bucher really slowing the pace here. He moves off to his right near the basket. He's going to be covered up by Blake Ladich. Kicked away by Baron Odom. A little bit of a kick save right there. Doing his, got to fix some of this shot clock. Doing his best goalie impression right there. Kick save with the left.
A little bit of the instincts hop in on that one.
Yeah. An inside pass. They're going to try to find Danny Dyer, but it's stolen. Jake McConnell moves quickly up the court. He's going to try to drive the basket. He gets blocked hard. He goes down, and he'll go to the line to shoot two shots.
Well, Jake McConnell knew that the Rochester defender was right there, and these Rochester players haven't done a great job of being able to control themselves under the basket in that situation. So Jake McConnell knows that if he goes up, he has a good chance of getting fouled, and it pays off here. He'll shoot two. Hopefully he can cut this Rochester lead to two, maybe even one.
Jake McConnell drew a bunch of contact right there. Was happy to go to the line, was fired up after that play. His first is up, and it was good. Taylorville trails by two now to Rochester. 40-38, minute 48 seconds left on the clock.
Taylorville scored 10 so far in this quarter. Rochester only with 7.
The second up and rattles in for Jake McConnell. He's 2 for 2 from the line, and Taylorville makes that deficit 1 with a minute and 45 seconds left on the clock. Quarter number 3, Taylorville taking on Rochester. It's gonna go in the way of Taylorville right here. Henry Bucher picked up his dribble for just a split second too long. Anthony, he's gonna be called for a double dribble.
Great work here from Taylorville, executing well defensively. After those Jake McConnell free throws, he cuts the lead to 1. Good squad out here. We've seen a lot of interchangeable players. Yeah. Owen Yonker, Clark Durham getting a rest, and right now we have some younger players, and Landon Bowser and Blake Ladich also performing well out there, making an impact here in the third quarter.
All hands on deck type of deal for this Taylorville team. Next man up mentality and a winner's mentality at that. Taylorville almost has the ball stolen. Landon Boucher's going to try his hand from 3, in and out. So close there for Landon Boucher as he hit the deck after the shot went off. It's Rochester back with it. Sending up a lead man pass to Tanner Beal. He gets it. Then sending it back out to Danny Dyer. Danny Dyer will give it out to Kai Bruce. It's Cannon Bruce with a shot from 3, and he gets it to go. That one hurts for Taylorville right there. It was the Bruce brother connection, Cannon Bruce to Kai Bruce, and he gets it to go.
Have that brotherly connection, like you say. It does kill the momentum a little bit for Taylorville, but only down 4. We'll see what they can do here with less than a minute to go in the third.
Like Anthony said, we are in our final minute here. Dylan Clark's going to send up a very contested mid-range jumper and make it from just beyond the free throw line. That's a shot that guy practices. I'm very sure of that, Anthony. He was guarded by like 3 hands right there. It was unbelievable.
Absolutely. I'm not sure how he made that. It looked like there was no way he could have seen the basket, and Taylorville bench getting hyped now as they're doing a good job defensively.
Then a long-range 3 taken by Kai Bruce. It won't go. Off the iron, out of bounds, Taylorville ball. Taylorville trails by 2 here with 27 seconds left in quarter number 3.
That's a heads-up play even there from Blake Ladich. That ball was rolling out of bounds. You could have corralled it, but then you have a few Rochester defenders around you. Let it go out of bounds, give yourself some room, and give yourself a chance to make a play here, and you can save the last possession with 27 seconds left to go.
I noticed that. Even kind of positioned his body to block off a charging Rochester player to not re-inbound that ball. And really heads-up play there from the freshman. Absolutely love to see that. It's Taylorville ball here in our last 20 seconds of play in quarter number 3. Jake McConnell stands with it right at the Taylorville logo and gives it off to his left in Dylan Clark. Taylorville looks to have the last possession here. Back to Jake McConnell. McConnell guarded by Bucher. Ball almost poked away, but McConnell stays with it. He hands it off to Clark Durbin. Durbin moves off to his left, is stopped, looking for a man, and it's stolen by Rochester. Henry Bucher has it. He's going to set up a last-second shot, and it's short from Bucher. Taylorville brings it to within 2 after 3 quarters of play. Rochester 43, Taylorville 41. Anthony, talk to me about this quarter.
Well, Taylorville doing a good job again in this quarter, on not the way exactly that you want to see it with the last possession after they did allow the turnover, but they are playing well. They're only down by 2 here, but they have to keep it up. I know that Tony Gavin's probably talking to his Rochester squad about shutting Taylorville down, and they cannot let that happen. I don't believe that Taylorville has had the lead once. They've been tied a couple times, but still they outscored Rochester again in that quarter, I believe 13-10, so hopefully they can come out here with some fire in their step, and Coach Brown can give them some words of wisdom.
Yep. We are here live from the 12th Annual People's Bank and Trust Taylorville Holiday Tournament. The Taylorville Tornadoes about to enter into quarter number 4, taking on the Rochester Rockets, and they trail by 2. My name is Tim Zalabak. Joining me is Anthony Rivecco. We're going to take ourselves a short break. We are right back here for quarter number 4 on WTIM, your information station.
You need insurance to help protect the things that mean a lot to you. You need coverage that's affordable because we all have a budget. I'm Brandon Bible, and at Country Financial, we get it. For close to 100 years, we've offered insurance and financial services to help protect what's most important to you and help you prepare for the future. Best of all, we aim to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. In other words, we've got your back. Visit countryfinancial.com/brandon.bible to find out more.
And welcome back to WTIM, your information station and your home for Taylorville Tornado Boys Varsity Basketball. We are here in quarter number 4 in the Taylorville Holiday Tournament, and Taylorville trails by 2 right in this one with the Rochester Rockets, and the Rockets have the possession here to get quarter number 4 started. Jack Melton drives through the paint. He's going to be trying to be blocked by a couple of Taylorville defenders there. They're going to draw too much contact. Looks like Melton will go to the line to shoot 2.
Clark Durbin unhappy with himself on that one after he fouls the 6'3" Jack Melton. He'll go to the line, not exactly the way you want to start it out, but still a little over 7 minutes here.
Melton's first is up and good. A lot of time in this one for some scoring changes to happen. Odom and Owen Yonker switch places. Odom gets himself underneath the basket. Odom's going to have to deal with the tall Tanner Beal. Second is up and good from Jack Melton. Gets both to go here. Taylorville now trails by 4.
Well, we've seen some long scoring runs in this game, but pretty recently in the second half, it's been more back and forth.
Yonker hands it off to Dylan Clark. Dylan Clark's been good from inside the perimeter. A defensive foul called right there as Dylan Clark tried to drive baseline. It was a push foul here for Rochester.
Taylorville doing a better job of cleaning up their fouls. Had quite a few in the first and second quarter. Have won both teams to start off this fourth quarter.
Yeah, not too many in the third quarter. It was a clean quarter for the Tornado. Jake McConnell drives baseline, won't get his layup to go, just too short.
A little bit of a better touch there from Jake McConnell. Right idea, though. Wasn't able to connect that time.
Jack Melton has it now in our near side corner, just beyond the perimeter. He drives with his left inside, guarded by Owen Yonker. He's doing a great job. Landon Boucher now guards the 3, and it's going to be taken from Rochester. No good, and rebounded strong there by Owen Yonker. He rises above. Yonker slows the pace, moves off to his left, and Yonker's going to be called for a travel here as he picked up his dribble and just a little bit overwhelmed there by this Rochester defense.
Well, Yonker did a good job back on the other end, getting that rebound against a much taller Rochester defender, but unfortunately wasn't able to execute on the offensive end, and hopefully Taylorville can get another big stop here to change the momentum in their favor.
Head coach Ryan Brown doing everything he can on that sideline, trying to keep this team fired up and into it. Rochester moves the ball inside to Tanner Beal. Beal almost loses it, but they keep it. It's Nate Swaney on the far side corner. Swaney goes up with one. He's going to be fouled hard, and they'll go to the line. Nate Swaney stands at the line for this Rochester team.
I believe Landon Boucher committed that one, and Jake McConnell now getting some instructions as Rochester prepares to shoot their free throws.
Swaney looking for his first points of the night, and he finds it right there. First one from the charity stripe is up and good.
Taylorville not scored yet in this quarter. Rochester so far, they've scored 4 of their own.
For Rochester, Henry Bucher has 8 points. It's Jack Melton with 6, and it's Tanner Beal with 4. Nate Swaney stands at the free throw line here for Rochester. 6 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock. Rochester with 47, Taylorville with 41, trailing by 6 here, 2-possession game.
They're pulling away a little bit, so you got to see Taylorville come up with something big here these next couple possessions.
Going to need something from three-point land here. Dylan Clark, little dancing, tries to lose his defender, but he's going to get called for a double dribble as well, as his hesitation just took a little bit too long. Calling a timeout here is head coach Ryan Brown. Anthony, what are you seeing?
Well, Taylorville got a little bit of the turnover bug as a Coach Brown line, if you will, right now, as he gives some instructions to Dylan Clark about what he could do better. And just everyone on the team, it's not necessarily a single person or time that this happens, but just get a little bit in your own head, I think, a little bit. When the bench is fired up and when you're feeling good, then shots start to connect. But as soon as Rochester puts a couple on the board, you get in your own head, you think about what you're doing too much, and just get out there and play the game.
Yeah. This Taylorville team trails by 6 here. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in quarter number 3. We are here in game 2 of the Taylorville Holiday Tournament. Taylorville took the loss last night to Mount Zion. It was a tough game right there. I have the final score of that one, 68-24. A much different game early this morning. 47-41, Rochester leads Taylorville, and still very in reach for Taylorville to claw their way back into this one. We don't get to say that too often in the fourth quarter of play, but this Taylorville team has come out hot today.
Still, like you said, only a 2-possession game, so we'll see how Coach Brown elects to have on the floor. Looks like Baron Odom is going to get out there for his team. Clark Durbin, Owen Yonker, Dylan Clark, and the senior Jake McConnell will also try and get this one here. Rochester will take
Rochester inbounds here, dealing with a strange static noise on our end. Hopefully none of the listeners heard that out there. I don't hear it anymore. It's Rochester ball with it. Nate Swaney drives baseline, finds Tanner Beal. Beal goes up, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Taylorville being aggressive, doing a pretty good job under the basket, but maybe a little bit too aggressive, and it's hard to find the ball there when you're guarding against Tanner Beal, who's, again, he's 6'4", and only a sophomore.
Tanner Beal proving to be a threat down low. He moves quick off to his left and to his right, and that move right towards the basket is almost unstoppable.
A lot of these Rochester players have some speed behind them. Henry Bucher, Nate Swaney, both very fast out there, so it can be difficult as Drake Howard brings out the floor mop here. Looks like we have a little bit of a wet spot on the other end.
Hey, talk to me what you saw Drake Howard do during the last timeout.
During the last timeout, Drake Howard, he's one of the star players here.
Dealing with the shoulder injury, we'll let
Yes,
everyone know. He's rehabbing, coming his way back. But yeah, what did you see?
We wanted to play well, but what we saw during that timeout is he went over during the timeout, got Blake Loudage, the freshman, a cup of water. So it's really all about those moments. He's injured. He's a junior. He's one of the best players out there, but still, even on the bench, he gets out there and gets the freshman a cup of water. He'll help whenever he can, and we saw that even when he played soccer earlier in the fall here. That's what he would do here. He was injured on the sidelines. He would give players tips and give them some help.
Yeah, Drake Howard, definitely one of the star players for this Taylorville team. It's been a tough guy to be missing so far this year. Always looking to have him back, but it's so great to see him picking up the freshman, knowing the situation that, hey, this guy's the future of this team, and we got to make sure he's hydrated out there. Always great to see that camaraderie. Baron Odom stands with it on Taylorville's end. He drives, he gets it to go. Baron Odom with the strong finish there for Taylorville.
That's what they need. Baron Odom gets the first couple points on the board here in this fourth quarter for Taylorville as they cut the lead back down to 6. Not a ton of time left. You have about 6 minutes here in the fourth quarter. We'll see what they can do.
Driving to the paint is Henry Bucher. Stripped is Tanner Beal. It's going to be Taylorville ball here as Beal tried to recover it, and Taylorville's fired up.
A little bit of a big momentum swing there as on the bench as well, Landon Bowser and the guys getting hyped up. It's exactly what you love to see as Taylorville forces the turnover, and hopefully they can get some more points here offensively. Jake McConnell will lead this squad up the court.
As he does so well, it's Jake McConnell moving off to his right. He's going to send up a 3. It's going to be just off the front of the iron. Baron Odom tried to grab the rebound. He's not going to get called for anything. It's going to be Rochester with it. Setting up a 3 is Jack Melton. Melton's 3 just off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Tanner Beal. He's blocked. Dylan Clark receives it. A lead man pass to Clark. Durbin tries not to lose it. He's going to throw it right back into the hands of Rochester. Then another lead man pass to Tanner Beal. Quickly moving there, and he gets it off the glass to go. Very many possession changes right there.
Well, sometimes you just got to slow it down if you're Taylorville. Trying to find Clark Durbin on the other end. Maybe just slow it down a little bit when you have the time. You have some time left and try and get a better shot.
Baron Odom now just at the top of the key, giving it off to his right in Dylan Clark. Baron Odom sends up a 3, just no good for Baron Odom. Henry Bucher sends a lead man pass to Eli Cox. Cox in motion, gives it right off to Tanner Beal, and an easy lay there for Rochester. This Rochester team picking up their offense late in the fourth quarter, and not what head coach Ryan Brown wants to see late in this one.
Baron Odom got the momentum swung a little bit with a 2-point layup, but since then Rochester has put up 4 of their own on a couple layups of their own on the other end. So they do make the lead 10 here in the fourth quarter. Not what you want to see here, as we talked about earlier. Got to keep that second and third quarter motion in the fourth, but so far Taylorville having some struggles trying to do that. And I'm sure that Tony Gavin is liking what he's seeing out there from the Rochester squad, but Coach Brown has to try and get his guys fired up right now and get the ball in their favor.
A full timeout is taken here by Taylorville. We'd like to thank Brandon Bible Country Financial for sponsoring our player of the game. Stay tuned to the very end of this one to find out who your Brandon Bible Country Financial player of the game is. And to the senior citizens of Christian County, enjoy trips, lunches, and fellowships. Stay active in your senior years with the senior citizens of Christian County.
A very good point spread up there that we see. We see that Owen Yonker has 10, Baron Odom with 8, Jake McConnell with 2, Clark Durbin with 9, and at the top there, Dylan Clark with 8. Each have some fouls of their own, but there's still a wide point spread. Very nice to see out here from the Taylorville squad.
It is a very wide point spread. I love that they're sharing the ball, they're sharing the possessions right here, and they're all finding success from different parts of the floor. Dylan Clark definitely been hitting from inside the perimeter tonight. It's Owen Yonker with 10 leading the charge right there. Jake McConnell now looks to get this drive started with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in quarter number 4. Taylorville still not all the way out. Beautiful pass inside to Clark Durbin, and he blows the layup. Won't get the layup to go as Baron Odom sprawls out on the floor trying to regain the possession. And a travel will be called. It'll go right back to Taylorville.
Well, that's why you never give up after that missed layup. You know, it's very easy to just hang your head, let Rochester get the ball, and bring it up the floor as you're down 10. But Baron Odom dives forward. A couple of the juniors in there, and Clark Durbin and Owen Yonker get in on that play, and they keep it alive. Taylorville will get the possession here, and hopefully they can make something happen.
Clark Durbin with a wide open opportunity right there. Just did not get it to go. It's Taylorville to inbound, finding Jake McConnell in the far side corner. McConnell gives it right back to Owen Yonker. Push foul called there on Rochester. Rochester player can't believe it. Looks like that's Cannon Bruce.
Cannon Bruce, one of the leading scorers here with 14, so it's good to see him have 4 fouls. A little late in the game for him to be getting in foul trouble, but he will get, I'm not sure who's getting subbed out there for Rochester, but looks like it will be Cannon Bruce. So get him out of there a little bit, give yourself a little bit of a better chance defensively.
It's one thing you got to think about. Hey, their player with the most points of the day is also finding himself in foul trouble. That's an important factor to mention. Coming on for him, it'll be Brooks Gavin. Cannon Bruce takes a seat. Dylan Clark stands at the line all alone now. Clark's first is up and no good.
Not a bad shot there. Just hit the front rim, and Coach Brown tells him, settle down.
(53-43). Now making the lead 9. Is Dylan Clark.
3 possession game here if Taylorville can find a couple of 3-pointers of their own, but you also want to see him find some good shots under the basket.
Clark was 1 for 2 from the charity stripe, and you're exactly right. It's 3 possession game here, needing some threes and then some larger offensive production here, running late into this one. Still 4 minutes, still plenty of time here in basketball world. And then a foul is going to be called here. Looks like it'll be on the Rochester end of things. Oh, yeah, Rochester will take the possession back here as they off the ball foul.
Looks like that one was on Owen Yonker, who has 10 so far in Taylorville, so similar situation as Cannon Bruce.
Moving quickly and dealing with the full court press was Rochester, then driving baseline was Bucher. And a charge. Baron Odom gets the ball back for Taylorville. Baron Odom took a charge on the baseline. Driving quickly towards the basket was Brooks Gavin, trying to send off a pass, and he just held on to it for too long. That's Baron Odom again taking the charge.
Well, it's the second one of the game, and I think maybe he should host a seminar of teaching other people how to do this, because it seems like he's one of the only ones that can get it to happen out there.
Some sort of PowerPoint presentation on how he does that so well. It is such a funny point right there. Clark Durbin gets it inside the paint, goes high above the rest, and gets it to go off the glass. Full court press now. Taylorville needs to get this possession back. 3 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock, 53-46. Rochester leads. Trying to get him tied up now. Henry Bucher finds a man. Baron Odom's going to break up the pass. Baron Odom charges forward. He's going to keep it himself, throws it off the glass and gets it to go. Baron Odom tied up with a couple of Rochester defenders and gets it to go. Rochester forced to take a timeout, and Taylorville loves it, Anthony.
Well, this place is becoming electric. The bench jumps off after that one, and I mean, that was just a great couple possessions. Baron Odom not giving up on that play after getting the charge. He's not going to slow down, and causes the turnover there with the pick away. And sometimes you see when Taylorville comes up the court fast, there can be dangerous situations, but Baron Odom executes on that one well. He had a couple players that he could pass it to, potentially off the left-hand side, but he makes the smart play, keeps it to himself, and with a little bit of height there, he's able to find the layup, and they cut it to 5.
Baron Odom used that long frame and intercepted that pass trying to go cross court from Henry Bucher. I didn't know if Baron Odom was going to try to give up that ball. He had a couple of men to his right and to his left in tornadoes, and he kept it himself, threw it off the glass, and brought Taylorville within 5. We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in quarter number 3. Anthony, this is getting close. This is getting exciting.
Absolutely. And speaking of that Baron Odom play, I'm not sure if this is a factor that he thought about in the moment, but he has a bit of a height advantage off of the other two with a couple of Rochester defenders down there in the paint. But again, as you said, it is getting exciting quickly here as both teams have 4 fouls in this quarter. A little bit of foul trouble for Owen Yonker, so he has 4, so hopefully he doesn't pick up another one, as he's been a leading scorer. We saw a little bit more action from him in the third quarter. Not too much here, but Taylorville's put up 7 so far this quarter, but they have to shut down Rochester here to get things in their way.
I'll tell you what, Anthony, the Rochester bench does not look as excited to be here as this Taylorville bench, and that's got to be a factor coming in late into this one. Both of these teams tired. They both played last night, and they turned around quick and played again this morning. It's Rochester with it. Bucher sends it off. Driving inside the paint now is Rochester, getting it high off the glass and getting it to go is Jack Melton. Melton, a masterful performance on offense tonight, needing to shut down Jack Melton. Now Taylorville has it in their own end, trailing by 7. Moving it all the way across to Dylan Clark. Dylan Clark stands with it around the perimeter. Now Owen Yonker sends up a 3. He's going to get it to go, but there was a call already made before the shot went up. Looks like it was a defensive foul there for Rochester.
Well, the refs are going to discuss here, and a nice shot from Owen Yonker. Unfortunately, it was after the whistle was blown, as 3 referees will gather in the middle here. It's just not a great time, Tim, that you want to see a 3-pointer be made after when it doesn't count, even though he was knocked over after the fact. But maybe that'll get him going a little bit more here as the refs will make a decision, explain it to Tony Gavin, and Tony Gavin, hands on the head, does not like that call at all.
It hurts to see the pure shot of Owen Yonker not count as a 3-pointer, but Taylorville will go to the line here. It looks like Baron Odom's going to shoot a couple shots as he was fouled off the ball.
If I'm reading the lips of Tony Gavin correctly, he says that's really bad to the referee, but good for Taylorville as he will go to the line here. Coach Brown doesn't mind it.
It goes in the way for Taylorville this time. Baron Odom needing these couple of free throws right here to keep Taylorville in it.
I believe that foul was on Tanner Beal.
Stay tuned to the very end of this one. We will be giving head coach Ryan Brown the Brandon Bible Country Financial Player of the Game live on air. Yesterday we were dealing with the full tournament happenings. Everything was going on this court, and we were on the same page today. So stay tuned to the very end of this one for the post-game coverage.
Looked like Tanner Beal maybe was barking a little bit at the referee. The ref tells him, hey, stop it. Looks like they've got it figured out as they're still discussing here a little bit, and Baron Odom will finally now, after standing at the line for a little bit longer, will get his free throws.
First one is up and good from Baron Odom.
Baron Odom, a solid free throw shooter, is connected on a few already today, and he makes the first one of this set.
Baron Odom's second is up and good. He needed both, and he got both. Taylorville trails by 3. It's by 2, excuse me. Trailing by 2, 1 possession game here. Taylorville needs it back. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to play. It's Rochester with it in their own end. And a pass, errant, goes out of bounds. Taylorville ball.
Well, Taylorville cut it to 2 there with those Baron Odom free throws, and mentality definitely a big part of this game. You see Coach Brown standing up, but on the other end you have Tony Gavin sitting there. As you said, the bench not as fired up as Taylorville. They're probably thinking we're going against an 0-10 team here, and the score looks like earlier in that Sterling game that they had last night, and I can promise you that Rochester is upset with the situation they've got themselves into right here.
You're exactly right, Anthony, and hopefully this Taylorville team can take advantage of that. An inside pass right on the baseline will find Clark Durbin. Then an easy pass to Baron Odom, and he gets it up and in. They tie it at 55 here in quarter number 4. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left on the clock. Baron Odom gets one off the glass to go from a beautiful pass inside from Clark Durbin.
Well, Taylorville ties it up. It hasn't been tied in a while, but great shot there, and we're at 55 here with 2 minutes to play.
Henry Bucher drives inside the paint. He gets fouled. He gets his shot up and in. Somehow, Anthony, it was a prayer out of the hands of Bucher.
It was, and Baron Odom in there tried to draw another charge down low in the paint, but he does not get the call. And it's not a great situation after Taylorville comes off the 2 points, but still only one possession game, even if right here Henry Bucher can connect on the free throw. Coach Odom and Drake Howard. Now it looks like Clark Durbin was a little upset with himself, but they're both giving him some love over there on the bench. Hopefully he's able to get his headspace in the right places. Bucher prepares to shoot this free throw.
The 1 of 1 is up and no good. Trying to rebound there is Taylorville, and they will. Dylan Clark has it. Moving quickly up the court. It's going to be stolen by Rochester, but a foul is going to be called here on the Rockets. Taylorville will have possession.
Dylan Clark getting in on a little bit of the action there, draws the foul. A nice play there as Tony Gavin's still upset. I'm not sure if it's with his squad, with the referees, maybe a little bit of both, but Dylan Clark here, solid shot, will go to the free throw line, and let's Landon Bowser know that he gets some credit in that one.
It's back and forth here. Taylorville trails by 2. Dylan Clark's first is up, and it's pure, trailing by 1 now. Dylan Clark has the opportunity to tie it at 57 with 2 minutes left on the clock in quarter number 4. As exciting as it gets here in the Taylorville Holiday Tournament. This game started at 9 a.m. Taylorville had their game at 4 p.m. last night, and now they are here less than 12 hours later getting it up. Dylan Clark gets his second up and good.
Well, Tim, this is one of the most exciting 9 a.m. games that I think I've been to.
Yeah.
Tied up at 57 apiece here. Taylorville showing all they've got here at this 9 a.m. matchup against Rochester.
Henry Bucher drives inside the paint, almost loses it. He will not lose it. He will be fouled by Owen Yonker.
You know, that's exactly what you want to see out of Coach Brown, the reaction. Coach Brown looks at him and says, it's all right, it's all good. That's one that you got to give up sometimes.
Yeah.
Owen Yonker has, I believe, 13 points right now, but he does, I believe that is his 5th foul, so he will foul out. But, you know, Owen Yonker's had an amazing performance today, so Coach Brown can't be too mad at him as for that one, as Blake Ladage will come in and fill in his spot.
Yonker played one heck of a game today. Bucher stands at the line to shoot his first. It's no good. Rochester hasn't found it from the free throw line here in the last couple of times they visited that. 1 minute and 47 seconds left on the clock in quarter number 4. We have a tie ball game, folks, at 57 points apiece. Blake Ladage checks in for Yonker. And the second is up and no good from Rochester. It's rebounded here by Landon Bowsher, and Taylorville has an opportunity to take a lead here late.
He's going to slow it down. That's exactly what you want to see. Take your time and find a good shot. You have just over 1.5 minutes left. Let's find a good shot here from Taylorville. They've got it tied up, have a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight.
Taylorville needs to settle down as Landon Bowsher is going to be broken up there by Danny Dyer. He moves quickly up the court. It's going to be no good on the first try. The second try, no good. Taylorville looks to inbound, and to rebound, they need it. Blake Ladage will be the one to come up with it, and Taylorville survives. Another possession there from Rochester, needing to slow the pace here, and it's going to be broken up once again by Brooks Gavin. Rochester back with it, giving it up to Melton, Jack Melton. Melton slows the pace now. Henry Bucher is going to send up a 3. It's no good. Dylan Clark rebounds with 1 minute left on the clock. We have a tie ball game. Dylan Clark still pushing the pace. He's going to carry it back out to the perimeter, and Jake McConnell stands with it. Shot clock at 25. Jake McConnell finds Baron Odom in the far side perimeter. Taylorville needing some offensive production here. Landon Bowsher to Blake Ladage. 57-57 game in our last 40 seconds of play. Jake McConnell, pump fake, drives inside, blocked. Baron Odom tries to grab it, won't. Gives it back to Rochester. Last 30 seconds of play, but the shot clock and game clock have a deficit of 5. A timeout is going to be taken here by Rochester. My heart is pumping right now, Anthony.
Well, Rochester can hold it out to the last possession. Not what you want to see from Taylorville. Had a couple chances, but couldn't get anything going as Dylan Clark, both times he had the ball, tried to push the pace there, caused a turnover on one, and on the second one just couldn't find the basket. A little bit better of a chance for Jake McConnell, but unable to find it as there were a couple Rochester defenders down there below him. And as you said, Tim, I think everyone in the Dolphins' hearts are thumping right now as Rochester comes into this one, and Taylorville threatening to give them a loss here as Taylorville fights for their first win in this holiday tournament.
Rochester will have the possession coming out of this timeout. Taylorville needs a stop. There's 28 seconds left on the clock, and this game is tied at 57. Taylorville has taken these last few possessions on defense and have completely overwhelmed this Rochester team. It's just coming back on offense where things have been a little bit dicey there. Jake McConnell took it into his own hands for the last possession and tried to drive through the paint, was blocked. Baron Odom tried to grab the rebound and gave it right back to the Rochester Rockets. So we are in for a very interesting ending here to this one, folks.
I think we all need to take a little bit of a deep breath here as Coach Brown sends out his squad. Got freshman Blake Ladage, got a sophomore out there, and Landon Bowser.
And you got to think about Taylorville's not too used to being in this position, being in a close game at the end. That's when you start to employ your practice techniques. And here we go. An inbound pass. It's going to be found by Kai Bruce.
20 seconds here. Rochester can hold to the last possession if they choose to do so.
Shot clock and game clock matchup right now. 18 seconds left on the clock. Looks like Rochester will have the final possession. Eli Cox gives it off to Henry Bucher.
Cannot commit a foul here if you are Taylorville.
Bucher guarded by Landon Bowser. You're exactly right, Anthony. Bucher's going to have the last shot. Bucher dribbles off to his right. 2 seconds left. He sends up a floater. It's no good. It goes off the backboard, and we have a tie ball game, 57-57. The time will expire here, folks. We are here at the Taylorville Holiday Tournament, where I don't know if we're going to do overtime here, folks, because the next two teams are chomping at the bit to get out on the court right now.
Looks like they may put 4 minutes on the clock here for Taylorville.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have some OT, folks.
Man, a great final defensive possession there for Taylorville. They stay on Rochester, and I think that one goes to Landon Bowser. Landon Bowser kept Henry Bucher on the outside of the three-point perimeter, stared him right in the eyes, made him take a tough shot down low, and was unable to connect. So 4 minutes on the clock here, as holiday tournament rules might be a little different, but it still looks like we will go into overtime. So hopefully Taylorville can come out strong here with some fire in them, and they have a chance to take home their first win against maybe not their main rivals, but definitely a rival-like matchup against the Rochester Rockets.
Love that you brought up Landon Bowser right there. He was up for the task. There was one man to guard Henry Bucher right there. It was Landon Bowser. Head coach Ryan Brown knew it. Everyone at the Dolph knew it. He made Bucher, he forced up a shot at the very end right there. It could have been it for Taylorville, but it goes off the rim. Taylorville got the possession back. We're going to have an opening tip to get this overtime started here. It'll be between Tanner Beal and Baron Odom. Taylorville still in their huddle coming out of this fourth quarter right here. We are in overtime play for your Taylorville Tornado Boys varsity basketball. My name is Tim Zalabat. Joining me tonight, today, it's morning time, folks, is Anthony Ravecco. This has been quite a game here for Taylorville, the best one they've played this season. Still looking to pick up their first win on the year. They're 0-10, and this would be so sweet to do it right here. The tip's going to be won here by Rochester and Tanner Beal. 4 minutes on the clock to play. We got a tied game, 57-57. Doesn't get much better than this, folks. Jack Melton dribbles off to his right, standing at the Tornado logo. He'll send it in just a little bit to Tanner Beal. Then all the way inside at baseline is Eli Cox. He sends up a jumper from the baseline and gets it to go.
Well, Rochester got to start exactly how they want to with a couple points. They're on there giving it all their stunts here as their best players will take the court.
Jake McConnell, one dribble inside the paint, gets it to go after a beautiful pass there from Dylan Clark. Clark loves it, and so does Jake McConnell. Taylorville responds right back, 59-59.
Well, Jake McConnell hasn't been too involved so far, but he gets a layup there and gives himself 6.
Jack Melton drives baseline, goes floater, doesn't get it to go, and rebounded by Baron Odom. Landon Bowser now, dribbling off to his right. He'll give it off to Dylan Clark with a mid-range jumper. Dylan Clark's jumper is no good off the front of the iron. Still a tie ball game at 59. Bucher sends it up to Kai Bruce. Bruce looks to drive inside, drawing some contact. Shot is no good, and a travel will be called on Rochester. Taylorville will get the ball back.
Well, Jake McConnell there doing a good job to force him outside, make him take an extra jump there, and the travel will be called. Still tied up at 59 here to go in, and Bowser, the sophomore, will hand it over to Jake McConnell to command this team up the floor.
We got ourselves a nail-biter here, folks. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Tie ball game at 59. Taylorville has it in their own end. Blake Ladage has it at the top of the key. He'll send it off to his left in Jake McConnell. McConnell stops. He gives it off to Landon Bowser. Bowser pump fakes from 3 and gives it right back to Jake McConnell. McConnell spins inside the paint, gets it up and gets to go with a beautiful spin. Jake McConnell, back-to-back possessions, getting it to go and giving Taylorville a lead by 2, 61-59. An inside pass here, almost stolen up by Taylorville. Tanner Beal gets it right beneath the basket, goes up to shoot one, and is fouled there. It was a late whistle, and Beal will go to the line to shoot 2, but Taylorville takes their first lead of the game, Anthony.
Well, Jake McConnell has been heating it up late. A big reason that Taylorville is in this position, as we talked about, is the point spread. As I look up at the scoreboard, a lot of points for many players. Dylan Clark got himself 11 after starting a little bit later in this game, and everyone's been involved here.
11 points for Dylan Clark. That first one, did it fall? I looked away, Anthony. Did we both look away?
I think we both looked away, but I don't think it falls, Tim.
I'm not seeing a score change. I don't think it fell. Tanner Beal stands at the line for this Rochester team. His second is up. Too strong. Off the iron. No good. Rebounded. Baron Odom. Taylorville has an opportunity to extend this lead even further. Jake McConnell stands with it around the logo. Now to Dylan Clark. Clark's had the hot hand tonight. He drives baseline. He drives right inside the paint. He's going to be fouled going up for a shot. Helped right off the court by Landon Bauscher. And Dylan Clark's going to go to the line to shoot, too. He drove right in baseline, jump stopped, fadeaway jumper, fouled.
Well, Coach Brown loves that play from Dylan Clark. And Taylorville bench just telling him to calm down here as they're up 2. Coach Brown loves this situation.
Dylan Clark's first is up, and it is so pure through the twine.
Well, Dylan Clark has a chance to make this a 2-possession game in favor of Taylorville, something we haven't seen, especially this far late into overtime, actually, not even in a quarter anymore. Dylan Clark tries to give Taylorville a lead by 4, and he does.
And he does. This is a line we haven't even been able to say too much this year, Anthony, but yes, Taylorville leading by 4 now.
63-59, a great reason to get up at 9 a.m. this morning.
It absolutely is. Henry Bucher drives baseline and gets an easy lay there, making the Taylorville lead by 2. 63-61 in our final 2 minutes of play here.
You want to see Jake McConnell keep doing what he's been doing as he gets the ball.
Jake McConnell draws all kinds of contact right underneath the basket, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Anthony, the shots from the free throw line are going to be so imperative right now.
Absolutely. No better time to hit something here from Jake McConnell, and I think everyone is on the same page of what he's trying to do as Dylan Clark and Landon Bowser high five here towards half court.
They're all feeling good as that first one goes up and in from Jake McConnell.
Yeah, Jake McConnell, they're able to drain the first one and get the Taylorville lead back to 3. See if he can connect here on his second shot.
McConnell's second is up, and it's good. 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the last 2 possessions. Jake McConnell extends the lead by 4. 65-61, Taylorville leads Rochester. Minute 40 left on the clock in overtime. Henry Bucher drives to his left. He was good. Last possession, a 3-ball taken from Kai Bruce. And Kai Bruce gets to go. A 3-ball makes it 65-64. Taylorville still with the lead here. Taylorville needing to stay hot here on offense. Baron Odom dribbles along the perimeter with 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Landon Bauscher gives it up to Dylan Clark. He receives that pass. Baron Odom now with it. Back to Landon Bauscher. Gives it over to Jake McConnell, who made a last-second move, and a timeout is going to be taken here by head coach Ryan Brown and the Taylorville Tornadoes. We all got to take ourselves a little break here. Taylorville 65, Rochester 64. We're taking ourselves a little break here. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. We'll be right back here with Overtime Basketball.
Don't let concerns about shifts in the market disrupt your long-term financial goals. I'm Brad Davis with Edward Jones, and I can help. I'll work with you on an investment strategy for long-term results. Edward Jones can give you the tools and knowledge for a steady approach to hitting your financial targets. Call me, Brad Davis, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Taylorville at 217-287-2663 to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
And welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Boys Varsity Basketball right here on WTIM, your information station. We are here live from the Taylorville Holiday Tournament, game number 2 for this Taylorville team. They've been taking on the Rochester Rockets, and we find ourselves in overtime, Anthony. 65-64. Taylorville leads Rochester, and Taylorville had the possession as they took a timeout. Head coach Ryan Brown wanted to get on the same page as everyone as Taylorville has the opportunity to go ahead by a little bit more here. This Rochester team scrambling late in this one, Anthony.
Absolutely, and it's kind of funny to see the Sterling and Marion teams watching on us. They were queued to start at 10:30, a little bit delayed. Hopefully the head coaches of those teams aren't too dismayed to watch this exciting finish here with just over a minute left to go in overtime as Taylorville leads by 1.
Landon Bauscher is found on the inbound. He'll give it off to Jake McConnell. McConnell will give it off to Dylan Clark, and the ball goes right out of Dylan Clark's hands, and it'll go right into the hands of Rochester to inbound now.
Well, not what Coach Ryan Brown wanted to see after that timeout called there, and a minute left to go. Thankfully, the shot clock here does play an impact, and the bench getting Taylorville hype. Landon Bowser will try and again lock up Henry Bucher.
1 minute left to play. It's Henry Bucher trying to send an inside pass there to Tanner Beal. They'll find him. Beal goes up, blocked all over the place. Looks like the ball will remain with Rochester here, but Tanner Beal was swallowed up by some Taylorville defenders there. Rochester crowd really wanted a foul.
Yeah, exactly. The Rochester fans, along with Tony Gavin, were wanting that call. They don't get it, but Rochester will keep the possession.
They're going to give it right back to him. Tanner Beal is going to scramble inside the paint. He goes up with one. It's no good off the glass. And rebounded by Taylorville here. And Blake Ladage is the one that goes down with it. It'll be Taylorville ball, Anthony, with 40 seconds left on the clock. Taylorville leads by 1.
Well, what you want to see is you want to see him slow it down and get a shot. We have the shot clock in play, 5-second difference in him. So Taylorville does have to get a shot off, but take it slow here. And that's exactly what you want to see on defense. Baronote and Blake Ladage both making sure that Tanner Beal can't go anywhere under the basket.
Getting it to right here would be most important. Taylorville needs to get it across the center line, and they will. Jake McConnell will find Landon Bauscher inside the paint. Landon Bauscher covers up. He'll find Baron Odom. Is this the dagger from Dylan Clark? And it will be. Dylan Clark sends one through with 20 seconds left on the clock. And Rochester needs to scramble now for a few more points. And then no shot is going to be called. Baron Odom takes the charge, folks. And Taylorville gets the possession back with 14 seconds left. I don't even know what to say. Henry Bucher tried everything he could to try to get the possession back and in the hands of Rochester. But Baron Odom said no. And we cannot forget about Dylan Clark sending one off from the corner, making the dagger. 13 seconds left, and Rochester's forced to foul. Dylan Clark will go to the line to shoot a couple, and Taylorville finds themselves in a very good position here with 12 seconds left on the clock. 68 for Taylorville, 64 for Rochester.
Well, let me tell you, Tim, I don't know if I'd rather be at the NBA Finals or right here, right now. Dylan Clark hasn't been super hot from the three-point line tonight, but with less than a minute to go in overtime, it's a crucial three, and they fouled the right guy for Taylorville to be at the line here. As Dylan Clark good with his free throws, and see if he can calm it down. A big rush for Taylorville as they lead by 4. He connects with the first one.
And these are so huge for Dylan Clark right now. These could really seal it here. You can really let off on the Rochester offensive possession and just kind of let things go.
Well, Taylorville letting all of their men sit behind the half court line. Dylan Clark connects on a second one.
Taylorville leads by 6 now. Rochester looks to move very quickly with it in our last 10 seconds of play. Henry Bucher sends one out. A 3-ball sent here by Kai Bruce. It'll be no good. Rochester looks to scramble to get it, and Taylorville will have it for their first win of the season against the Rochester Rockets. It'll be done in the Taylorville Holiday Tournament. A quick turnaround at 9 a.m. start time, and this Taylorville team picks up their first win of the year. 70-64 over the Rochester Rockets. Anthony, take it from me. I'm too excited right now.
What an amazing game to watch. Taylorville comes out in the first quarter, shows that they're here to play. In the second quarter, same thing. Outscored Rochester 17-14. The first quarter was a little bit slower, but whatever Coach Brown said to them worked because they came out, outscored them by 3 in the third quarter, sent it to overtime in the fourth quarter. And what an exciting final couple of minutes here. Dylan Clark with a huge 3, and so many players get involved. We have to break all this down for everyone because an amazing involvement from the entire squad here, and Taylorville celebrates like we love to see out here. An amazing finish here, and everyone taking a deep breath as Taylorville secures their first win of the season. And Rochester is definitely unhappy. A very mixed reaction here as they'll head back into their tunnel, as Tony Gavin thought that he would have had a surefire win here at the end, and Taylorville comes out strong and collects their first win in the Holiday Tournament.
Anthony, thank you for that. Taylorville wins 70-64 in their first win of the season. It comes to Rochester on the Rochester Rockets. Rochester not feeling their best right now, but Taylorville certainly is. Let's go through some point totals and how we got here, Anthony. Dylan Clark finishes with 18, and Dylan Clark sent the 3-ball through the hoop at the very end of this one, and it was the dagger. It really caused for the biggest deficit in this game, and it came with only about a minute left. On the other end of things, right after that 3 was made by Dylan Clark, Henry Bucher, this leading point guard for this Rochester team, looked to get the ball in on his possession, but who else but Baron Odom to take a charge in the most opportune time of the season, getting Taylorville that possession back, sending someone to the line, and it was over. That will do it, Anthony.
Absolutely. It's everyone doing what they do best at the exact same time. Baron Odom gets his charges as per usual. Dylan Clark finds himself from the mid-range and then eventually from the three-point line. Owen Yonker fouled out, but man, he was a huge part in this. Without him, I don't know if we win this game because he had 13 points in the first half. He did foul out somewhere along, I believe, in the fourth quarter, but man, he made a long-lasting impression. And against some of those bigger Rochester Rockets guys such as Tanner Beal, 6'4", Cannon Bruce, who was absolutely on fire again tonight, 6'2", they were able to shut them down enough, and just able to pull this one out here in the final minutes, and you love to see it from the Taylorville Tornadoes.
It could not have come on a better day, at a better time, against a better team. Taylorville taking down Rochester today. Thank you for bringing up Owen Yonker right there. Owen Yonker is the guy that fouled out. He had 13 points in this one. He was also rebounding. He was also defending with the rest of them. It was absolutely amazing. Couple of more point totals. Baron Odom had 14. Jake McConnell had himself 10, and Jake McConnell was doing much more than his stat line showed tonight. He was finding guys. I want to know how many assists he had tonight, because he was dishing out that ball to so many of his teammates tonight. I'm so looking forward to speaking to head coach Ryan Brown here in just a little bit. We're going to take ourselves a little break here. Today, joining me for color commentary and the first win of the Taylorville season was Anthony Rebecca. We thank him and Tommy TV, all the hard work they do. We'd like to thank Brandon Bible Country Financial for sponsoring our player of the game. Stay tuned until we talk to head coach Ryan Brown to find out who your Brandon Bible Country Financial player of the game is, and the senior citizens of Christian County. Enjoy trips, lunches, and fellowship. Stay active in your senior years with the senior citizens of Christian County. Your final here from the Dolph. Taylorville 70, Rochester 64. They pick up their first win of the year, and we look forward to speaking with head coach Ryan Brown here in just a little bit. My name is Tim Zalabak. You are listening to WTIM, your information station.
When it comes to eye health, it's nice to know the best is right here at Advanced Eye Care in Taylorville. Dr. Smothers Champley and Dr. Craigs are professionals who've dedicated their lives to helping people see their best year after year. Let them help you with your Christmas shopping. They offer the largest selection of eyewear in the area, including designer non-prescription sunglasses. Choose from Oakley, Ray-Ban, or Nike, or purchase a gift certificate to be used towards an exam, contacts, or glasses. Advanced Eye Care in Taylorville wishes everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The crisp, cool weather is here and into our houses we stay. You don't need to stare at those floors you don't like any longer. Hi, this is Blake Richardson at Nike's Floor Covering. Come in and let us help you get the floors you've been longing for. We have a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, waterproof flooring, laminate, and tile. As a small business, we are there every step of the way with you and also have expert installers. Your floors will look great and your holiday company will agree. So come into Nike's Floor Covering at 919 West Spresser Street in Taylorville. We can't wait to meet you.
At Kirby Real Estate, we provide the kind of service you deserve in the sale or purchase of your next home. Hi, this is Joe Kirby with Kirby Real Estate. Our professional staff will be involved throughout every phase of the real estate transaction and beyond. We believe in being personally involved with each and every one of our clients so we can find that perfect home for you and your family. So before you buy a home, call Kirby Real Estate at 824-4996. Let our team work for you. Kirby Real Estate, selling houses, creating homes, 824-4996.
Hi, I'm Jeff Peabody with Country Financial with an opportunity for you to get reliable insurance and donate to a good cause. Let's talk about the types of coverage that you may need to protect you and your family, discuss the options, and see how our valuable discounts may save you money. And just for getting a no-cost, no-obligation quote, I'll make a $20 donation to the Taylorville School District or your local school. Call me, Jeff Peabody, Country Financial at 217-824-2279.
No purchase necessary. Country Financial and its representatives are not affiliated with and do not endorse the products or services of any third-party provider. Limit one donation per household. This offer ends Thursday, August 1st of 2024 and does not apply to current Country Financial clients.
And welcome back to the WTIM, your information station, your home for Taylorville Tornado Boys varsity basketball. My name is Tim Zalabak. Joining me for your post-game coverage is Anthony Rebecca, and we're here with a little bit of a different tone than all of our post-games so far this year. Taylorville takes the win over the Rochester Rockets, 70-64. This Taylorville team was absolutely great this morning. They shared the ball well. You had multiple men in the double-digit point scoring, yet Jake McConnell with 10, Owen Yonker with 13, Dylan Clark leading the charge with 18, and Baron Odom with 14. Those are just the totals that we have for right now, but we would love to see the rest of the stats there in terms of assists and in terms of blocks and steals. There's a whole lot of great things to be talked about here for this Taylorville team, but we were talking about, we were on break there a little bit, Anthony, this Dylan Clark shot at the very end. All of the Dylan Clark offense throughout the game is what we were expecting to see, since the first couple of games where we got to see it. He went a little bit cold. Now this looks to be a turning point for Dylan Clark and this Taylorville team. Do you see that?
Absolutely, yeah. This is what they need to get us started. Against a good team in Rochester, they have some bigger guys. Last night after seeing Rochester play pretty well against Sterling, we were nervous about coming into this one, but they played aggressive. As you said, Dylan Clark, some of the guys picking up the momentum. That's just what we need to see from them every game. 70 points is a little bit kind of rare coming from Taylorville. We haven't seen them put up as many, especially with the defenses, but they did a great job even getting it to overtime. And then in overtime, Rochester got the first 2 points to start it off, but Taylorville outscored them in the end 17-9. So just, amazing to see outscoring them there in an exciting game all the way through, especially into that finish in that final quarter after they were down 19-7 in the first.
17-9 point scoring run there. That's huge. Absolutely, Anthony. I absolutely love that little fact right there. And we haven't even really graced this fact. 70 points for this Taylorville team. That's like 20 more than their record might be. We got to take a look back, but this team is not used to scoring that many points. But we saw what their offense is capable of today. I mean, this was a very great performance from everyone on the court, but it's also very attainable. There were still moments in this game where Taylorville fell behind. They were down by 10 at points in this game, and that just goes to show you that we can go down by that much for the Tornadoes, and they have chances to work their way back into this one. This Rochester team, they are no slouches. Rochester beat Taylorville last time out, and that was over on their home court. And Rochester moves to 4-8 on the year. Taylorville moves to 1-10. It was Henry Bucher all game for Rochester, making it tough on the Taylorville defense. I thought I saw head coach Ryan Brown making his way out. Yes, he is making his way over. Folks, we are so excited to talk to head coach Ryan Brown right now. Anthony, thank you so much for all your coverage with me today, and we'll be speaking to you in just 1 second. I'm going to give these headphones up to Coach Brown right now, and we're going to talk to him. Coach Brown, thanks for coming over. Your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they did what we asked them to do. I mean, they competed like warriors. They fought extremely hard for 32 minutes plus, for 36 minutes we fought really, really hard. So I just thought we had a different approach to the game mentally. I think, you get into this rut where you're just losing. Sometimes it snowballs and you just can't get your mind right before the game. And I mean, we lit them up before the game even started and wanted to make sure we were, locked in mentally. So sometimes you get looking at the rosters and see a bunch of height, and then you look at your record and their record, and then all of a sudden you're down 10 points before the tip-off even happens. So, we didn't have that. This game was, I mean, we talked about this game being the Super Bowl before the game, and some other choice words in there. It was going to be important for us to play very, very hard.
Absolutely. I don't even know where to start with this, Coach, whether it be the mentality or the play. We'll start with the play here. You got multiple guys, multiple point scoring. You reached 70 points tonight. I mean,
that's a 3-game total.
Yeah. Did you know that you guys could do that?
No, I did not. We don't score 70 points in a 2-hour practice. So, that was fantastic. But, Clark and Owen did a great job in the first half, getting the scoring going. Yeah. Fortunately, they ran into some foul trouble, and then Dylan was big time in the second half. So. And then Jake with just 2 huge buckets in overtime. Dylan with one of those no, yes threes. But you got to have some of that little young player innocence and, don't know what you're quite doing situationally yet. But, that was a clincher to get up, 2 possessions. So who knows, we might have turned it over anyway right there and all that jazz. So, right. But we'll learn. Yeah, we'll learn.
Huge shot for the sophomore Dylan Clark right there. That was the most exciting part of our season. It was absolutely great to see that. And we definitely were focusing on Owen Yonker and Dylan Clark there. Just a huge performance from those 2 guys. And Jake McConnell. I want to focus on Jake McConnell just a little bit. That's a senior right there. He takes a lot of contact. He can drive inside. And that's a guy with a lot of experience. How much do you lean on Jake McConnell?
Well, he was huge. I thought he was just a warrior. And he was getting in people's butts and just kind of being a good senior leader. Jake doesn't score a ton of points for us, but he can lock in on defense, and he can give us some. He's capable of giving us big buckets when we need him, and we needed him. And I'm just so happy for the guys, but especially Jake, just to kind of get the monkey off our back and just kind of will our way to a win. Getting led by Jake there in overtime.
Coach Brendan, Bible Country Financial Player of the game tonight. It's going to be Dylan Clark. 18 points. He shot this one from the corner. You talked about that one. A little bit of no, yes situation. Yeah. But it seems like he's finding his stride. Is this a turning point for Dylan and the team?
Well, we just kind of had to just say screw it and just attack as hard as what we could. Just run as few set plays as possible and just get to the lane and look for kickouts and redrive and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if we'll score 70 points again, but I hope we play really, really hard again. And we better tonight or else it's going to be bad news. So we got to play hard. That just felt like tornado basketball again. It's been a while since we've seen that kind of ridiculous effort. So that felt good. And hopefully we can repeat that about 20 more times this season.
Absolutely. Looking into that next matchup, it will be tonight. And is that opponent still to be decided? this game right here?
It depends on this game, for sure. So us being 1-1 kind of jumps us into a little bit different situation, for sure. And then depending on point differential is going to be a big deal in this tournament.
Sure.
So we're still on the negative side, but a win cancels out point differential. So that gets us into the middle of the pack instead of the bottom 2 or maybe 3 0-2 teams. So proud of my guys,
Yes, sir. Coach, good luck tonight, and congratulations on win number 1 today. Love
All
talking
right, man.
to you. Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you.
Yes, sir. Anthony, that was head coach Ryan Brown of this Taylorville Tornado team. I mean, the words that come out of his mouth, they don't change too much. His attitude stays the same whether it's a win or a loss, and you actually love to see that out of your leader in a team right there. But it seems like there was a bit of a relief right there. What did you hear from Coach Brown?
Absolutely. So he started out just talking about the winning mentality, of course, coming out into the game, and we heard that a little bit in the pregame as well. And then he talked a little bit about the different players, how they developed through the game. In the beginning of the game, he talked about that Owen and Clark connection a little bit, and we thought we're going to see them this whole game. It turns out that, no, they couldn't, but when they started getting into some foul trouble, we saw Owen foul out there a little bit later. We saw some other guys step up. He mentioned Dylan Clark, who got the player of the game tonight, started stepping up, hitting some mid-range shots. Jake McConnell especially had so many points in overtime. Everyone was there contributing to this victory here late in overtime as well, and just attacking the basket. He said sometimes you just got to say screw it, get to the basket, and force them to make fouls, and that was a big part of it as well. So it's nice to see him score 70 up there. Everyone playing an impact. I'm pretty sure, I don't think we missed anyone's name there tonight. Blake Ladge, the freshman, getting in there, and I think we got to give a little bit more credit, especially to Landon Boucher, that last possession at the very end of the game, right before overtime. Rochester, they've been aggressive, they've been scoring, but he locked up, I believe it was
Bucher,
Henry,
right?
yes, Henry Bucher, yes. He kept him outside the three-point line, and just amazing defense there. So give some credit to him for not allowing them to score and win that on a buzzer beater. He forced it to overtime, and another big reason that Taylorville got this victory. A nice scoring spread as well, and just nice to see from Taylorville all around.
That was a huge turning point in this one. Landon Boucher locked up Henry Bucher. Taylorville led by a couple, and it was Landon Boucher to shut down Henry Bucher at the end right there. That is what did it. We got to remember guys like Jake McConnell, the senior. He was taking all types of contact tonight, and that guy really, really found his stride in it. Dylan Clark, your Brandon Bible Country Financial Player of the Game. This was a great game, Anthony. Taylorville picks up their first win of the year, 70-64. They're going to have to, unfortunately, forget about this one now. You forget about the losses. You got to forget about the wins as well. You take the positives, and you move on to the next game, which will be tonight at some point. That is to be decided for this game that's about to start right in front of us, and that'll do it for us, Anthony. My name is Tim Zalabak. Joining me today was Anthony Rebecco of Tommy TV. We thank him for being with us, and we'd like to thank Brandon Bible Country Financial for sponsoring our player of the game. It was Dylan Clark tonight, an absolute great scoring effort, 18 points, and the dagger in our near side corner right here, one of the best moments we've seen this year. And the senior citizens of Christian County enjoy trips, lunches, and fellowship. Stay active in your senior years with the senior citizens of Christian County. That'll do it for us. We'll be back here tonight from the Dolph. You are listening to WTIM, your information station.
Taylorville Tornado Sports on the Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville.
Of Marion High School. At forward, a 6'3" junior, number 24, Caden Rogowski. At a guard, a 6'1"